Mr. O'Brien, transport him directly to the bridge.
Aye, sir. Energizing.
Security team to the bridge.
Belay that order, Lieutenant.
I just wanted to thank you all for your support. It's been fun.
Greetings, everyone. Glad you're here with us tonight. So you see, I do not have Jeff with me tonight, unfortunately. Something come up, and unfortunately, the professor is unable to join us. But I'll throw that link there in the chat. If you'd like to join us for a chat, we can talk about whatever. Maybe we can come up with something fun to do to pass the time. I'm also going to bring up Mercer as well. See, he's joining us backstage. So, greetings.
Hey, Mercer.
Hey, greetings also to Patrick and OmniCast. Good to see you.
Hello.
And hello also to Brad Wolf in there in the chat. Good to see you as well.
How you guys doing? Hold on.
We're good. We're good.
Cool. Good to see you guys. Good to be here. I got a cool gift today. Let me show you. Hold on. Well, you guys
Okay.
Get it.
And greetings, Multi-Gunman. Nice of you to stop by.
Hey, Multi.
Hello, Multi. Yeah, that's bringing us a little bit off our game tonight.
Literally.
On the lost in the last minute.
Welcome also to Robert Rose Jr. Yeah, glad you can make it.
Hello, Robert Rose. That must be the Cabal or something, because they are not in chat yet.
Perhaps they did rig something together.
Maybe they're involved with Jeff's disappearance tonight.
Mm-hmm. Most likely.
I have suspicions.
As do I.
All right, guys, I'm back. Let me.
Awesome.
I saw my friend Kristen today. We went out antique shopping and stuff. But,
yeah.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Spending more time together, which is cool. And she got me this really cool gift. I wanted to share with you guys. You guys might recognize it. She got me two gifts. Let's see if I can get it on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of them. You
Ah,
know who
Bob.
that is?
What is that?
That's Vincent.
Oh, yeah. Bob's the other one. That's right.
Bob was the other one. Let me see if I can get it.
Yeah, for the black hole.
From the black hole.
Oh, wow.
The little floating droid. It's like their version of R2D2, only he floats and shoots lasers. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she got me even better. She's trying to find Bob for me, but until then, she got me Maximilian.
Nice.
Who's the other evil droid from the movie. I haven't seen the movie in 30 years, but I love the designs of their robots. Very cool gift. So,
Definitely very cool, but it is dating me somewhat because I don't know it.
from like 1980 or something like that. It's a Disney movie called The Black Hole.
The Black
This
Hole.
is before they owned Star Wars.
Mm.
They were trying to do their own version of Star Wars, and they came up with The Black Hole. It wasn't really
Okay.
a hear-it movie, but it was cool.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, I like it.
He's the evil robot, and that's Vincent. He's like
Evil must be opposed.
He's like the R2D2 of the. Remember that movie, John? A little bit.
Yeah, I watch it every once in a while.
Yeah, it's. I was on a Facebook page that had people that build their own versions of ships that are replicas. Somebody built a version of the Cygnus that was maybe 6 feet long, and it even lit up just like the Cygnus in the movie. Like you'd swear it was just like they took a shot from the movie and just put it in their living room. They had it like, how the ship kind of lights up from the inside, like as if it's like there's a sun inside the ship almost. He had that. I couldn't believe it. You gotta look up pictures of it on the it's called the Cygnus from Black Hole.
Cygnus? Okay, let's check it out.
It's one of the most amazing ship designs I've ever seen. If I can find a good picture of it. It's an amazing ship design. I mean, the movie was iffy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the ship was just incredible. It almost looked like there was the sun inside the ship. That's the way it was lit. Like here, I found a good picture of it.
I just want to do something for the ship.
Yeah. Let me see if I can
Excuse me.
print screen. Yeah, I got a cool picture of the ship right here, but I'm trying to paste it. Okay.
So I want to ask John some trivia questions, and it's funny. I have a couple saved, but when you look online for Star Trek trivia, I'm just trying to find a couple of fast ones. They're so easy compared to what he gives us every week.
I have trivia questions.
It's like it wouldn't even make sense to ask these questions. Like they're so silly.
Greetings,
So-
Arabic.
I guess the way you play is that Jeff is an essential part, but you could probably don't want to play without him. I guess because of the way you run it. You know what I mean?
Well, we can't play without him. He is the game host.
Yeah.
The board host.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, he runs all the boards, so
Oh, I see.
he is essential.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's.
All right, these aren't bad. These are a couple we can probably use. Okay.
I'm gonna put it in. I can't put it there. Let me see if I can put it in here.
You can share your screen if you want.
I don't know how to do that, but I put it in image hosting. You see it?
Okay. Yeah.
You see it there? If you look, the ship looks like it's almost lit from inside. Like
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
But somebody built a model of it, and I swear it looked just like that. Only it was in their living room. I have no idea how they built it. It's just such a unique design.
What do you think, Patrick? You got some questions for John? You think we can mix it up? You go back and forth? What do you think?
Not really.
No?
Yet.
Okay.
But I'm trying to, in the meantime, work some questions for an impromptu wheel if we get some games together.
Oh, okay.
Just stream it into here. But let's see what I can get, because normally I need a couple of hours during the week to
Well, just put on any old thing. It's fine.
I'm not going to recycle old questions.
See, that was a reference to the price, correct?
Yes, it was. Thank you. We just watched the price. I like the price. I like
the.
the.
Card recommending that you just put on any old thing.
Hello,
That's good.
Thomas.
Okay.
And John, what is your background? That's from TAS. What episode is that?
How is sharper than a serpent's tooth?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
I didn't get that far yet.
Well, didn't we watch that one together? In
Actually, did
Discord?
we watch that one? I thought we watched yesterday. Oh, did we? Maybe we did watch this one.
Okay.
Auto arrange. Save. That's 2.
That's 2. That's 2.
Yeah, these questions are easy. Hold on, let me see if I can find the top one.
That's always the problem.
I found some pretty hard ones, and I can sprinkle a few of my own in here too. I think we can try to like do like a millionaire thing. We can try to stump John.
What type of computer did Scotty use while at Plexicore?
Well, that's easy. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Macintosh, but if you want more specific than that, I don't know.
No,
It's the original Mac, right? That was the
Classic Macintosh.
classic Mac. Yeah,
Only then it wasn't called classic,
it
but
was just the Macintosh.
semantics.
At least it wasn't an Apple Lisa. It's one step above that, right?
After we got back from antique shopping, we were playing Lego Star Wars for a while, and she got me to.
Oh wow!
So that because I suck at video games, so she got me to level 2, which is awesome.
Thanks, Thomas, for reminding me. I guess I must have forgot.
Oh,
But,
Thomas.
thank you.
Welcome.
Hey, Thomas.
Yes.
And fire Jeff for being late. That's nice. That's really nice.
So,
of you.
you know what I was doing while I was looking? We went to this one store where it has a bunch of pop figures. I'm trying to find Michael Knight pop figure with the car.
I have one.
Can't do it. Do you have it?
I have a Funko Pop. Yeah, I have it somewhere. It's in my garage. I have it. It didn't.
I was gonna.
Didn't get damaged, actually. It was up kind of high. I think I do have it.
Good.
Is it worth anything? I mean, I got it a long time ago. I don't know if it's worth anything or not.
I don't know, but I was trying to find one because I wasn't sure if you had one.
Yeah, the Funko Pops, right? It's like the white box. A little. Okay, yeah.
And there was one with Michael Knight with his big head sticking out of Kit.
That's it. Yeah, I think I have it. I'll have to. Yeah, it's down there. It's down there. It's down there at Flag headquarters.
Flag.
It survived the flood.
The flood.
Oh man. Yeah.
Okay.
That was
What
funny.
form of radiation is deadly to the wormhole aliens?
Ooh.
I believe that was it Chronoton?
And you are correct, John. That is pretty
Of course he's
fantastic. How did you know?
Start singing maybe K-pop with a boy. You don't want to hear me sing, Brad. I could sing from the Subspace Rhapsody episode,
Here's
Don't you
the
dare.
easy
but
one.
I'll be booted in the back room if I do that. I know that for a fact.
John, here's an easy one for you. What actor from the Mod Squad portrayed First Omnicron?
Oh, that's John for the question again.
Clarence Williams III.
That is, you are dead on. Okay, well, you're pretty sharp.
That's it. He's sharper than a serpent's tooth.
Pretty sharp. He's the sharpest.
So who's going to keep score? We have to keep score here, right?
We're just doing warm up right now. We could,
Oh, this is warm up. Okay, I don't know how many questions we're going to have for John. Okay, I said we could do 5 each. Maybe we each do 5 and see how we do, or 10 or whatever.
okay. Here's another easy one for John.
Okay, he's warming up.
You know this better than me. I'm not going to give you the choices. I'm just asking questions. 7 of 9's human name.
Annika Hansen.
Hansen.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty easy, yes.
Yeah, I'm not a Voyager person. I think somebody here is trying to get me to watch more Voyager. If they'd only up the adrenaline in the show, maybe I'd watch it. But there's a lot of talking in Voyager.
There's a lot of torpedoes. There's a lot of murdering of crew members. I mean, it's not bad. Once you get into it, it's pretty good, actually. Borg assimilations.
Jim would love to blow people up.
She loves to blow people up. It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
And you're trying to search for characters, and you see all these people that you don't know. Must be something like New Trek.
Yeah, it must be.
Where did Surak die?
If I remember correctly, his body died on Mount Seleia.
And you'd be correct again. These are two.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are little.
that's something I would have said. Yeah.
The Chronoton one was hard, though. I didn't remember that one. I was thinking Silithium from, what was it? Prophecy? Destiny.
Destiny, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Silithium from the comets, but
That only opened it. And
yes.
the gateway.
Yeah, the Chronotons was from the assignment.
The assignment. Oh, yes. From with Keiko and Miles.
The civilian governing body of Cardassian Union. Of the Cardassian Union.
That's easy.
Nice.
These are easy ones.
Governing body, the Detapa Council.
That is correct.
I mean, we're giving these to John. They have to be a little harder, right?
Yeah, they have to be a lot harder. I thought of some hard ones. There's been times when I've asked John a couple tough ones.
And that's 5.
I'd have to think about it.
Almost enough for one.
Give me a second. Somebody just messaged me. I'll be just right back. We're not playing, so. Whoops. Yeah, dude, it was so much fun. I spent more money than I wanted to because some of these antique shows had an admission. But it was just cool to spend time with Chris. And we're still pretty new hanging out with each other, but it's clear that we're probably going somewhere with us.
Well, that's great, man. It's nice to have a nice afternoon like that.
Just taking it slowly, you know. But
Good.
she keeps like, she gave me these awesome gifts. That's cool, right?
Mhm.
That's nice.
Yeah. Let's see here.
All right, Patrick, you want to keep score, or you're doing something over there?
I'm trying to make some questions for a real.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let me question.
That's most likely too long.
All right, and I've got one under A, B, C, D, E substances. No, I'm kidding.
No bloody A.
That really narrows it down. That's great. Yeah.
Finding good quotes is always almost too long for the wheel, or too easy, or giving it away with numbers or with quotes, or
All right, here's a good one for you. Here's a good one for you. You should remember this one, but just to see how sharp. When Quark got a ship, what did he name it? That's not even a question on here. It's just one I thought of.
Oh shoot!
Quark's treasure.
Quark's treasure is correct.
Boom! Just without
Quark
even
found
thinking.
worm on that ship heading to Earth. I'm glad I'm not on board.
Wow! Without blinking, he does it again.
What do you prefer, John? The Enterprise D or the Enterprise E? It's not a trivia question. It's an opinion question.
Well, personally, I like the looks of the Enterprise E better.
Yeah, I think what I like about it is that it's a little meaner looking. It's got like these cool, like the nacelles and the struts for the nacelles are cooler. You know, they kind of remind me of the old Constitution class. Like they pan back. They're just cooler looking. You know.
All right, I can keep score. Let me see here. What do you want to do? Like $1,000 a question, something like that?
If you've got the money, I'll take it.
Let's do it.
Be careful. Thomas
All right.
will make you pay.
I'm gonna keep score. I'm gonna keep a little pad open over here. Okay. So.
Oh, here's a tough one. Is that even know this one? You ready?
We'll get to that in just a second. Robert has a question from the chat. He says, for me and the panel, how many times in the original series was the self-destruct initiated?
Didn't we have that before? No, I'm serious. Didn't you? Wasn't that a category at one point?
Probably was.
I think it was
yes.
only once. I think it was
If
only
I'm not mistaken, I have done that in Feud with episodes that did have auto-destructs but not completed or something like that. And then you needed to name the episodes, but it's been a long time.
Yes, I believe it was only one time as well.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with my new black hole.
Greetings, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Okay, here's one. Here's one I didn't know. How often, and this is a multiple choice, how often was the provisional government's leader elected? A, yearly, B, every 4 years, C, every 6 years, or D, every 10 years?
I would say every 4 years.
Yeah.
You have an answer there, OmniCast net?
I would say it's about that. Yeah, because Shakar ran in season 4 or 5, right? So.
According to this, it's
6.
every 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
Oh.
I'll admit I didn't remember that one.
I did not.
Oh no, he ran because the first prime minister died. Right?
Originally, yes.
When Shakar ran for the, or I should say when Wynn first ran and then Shakar ran.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yo.
The game that you are building.
Yeah, the
Do
one
you
I'm
have-
shamelessly plugging right now. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you have a running version yet, or?
I do have one. So I've got a running version. I've got a template. I've put together one game, so we could play one collectively as a group.
So we can do a beta run.
We can do a beta run. Yes.
Nice.
Sounds like fun.
Well, you have a beta run. I have one game-ish prepared for real if we are getting bored. So yeah, we will have something to do. There are options. And of course, just hanging out.
I'm pulling from everywhere: behind the scenes stuff, trivia stuff, movies, you name it.
What was the name of Shran's daughter depicted in These Are the Voyages?
That's non-canon.
Hey,
Sorry.
T-Dad, what's going on?
Greetings, Tito.
Hey, Mr. T.
That's funny.
Do you know that one, John?
I believe her name was Tala.
And you believe very well. I don't like this.
He's
You
the
must be
best.
reading the answers somewhere, you know? It's
Brad Wolf has a question. A get to know you question. What's your favorite Trek class ship?
a Star Destroyer.
Of course, Murderous.
The Ventnor class Star Destroyer from the Clone Wars.
And he asked for Trek class ship, not
okay,
Honduras
fine.
class ship.
Depending on the day you ask me, it's either the Refit Constitution, the Intrepid, or the Sovereign.
Wow. That's,
Yeah,
Mine will always be the Intrepid.
the refit Constitution is my favorite.
That's a close second for me.
I like the Pegasus. What class was that again? The USS
Oberth.
Pegasus?
I was just going to say the Oberth class.
Oh, okay, right, that one. That's the one I liked.
Was the Pegasus an Oberth?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was. I mean, from what we can see sticking out of the rock, it looked like an Oberth.
No, it wasn't Oberth. Okay.
What was the Prometheus? What class was that one?
I think that was a Prometheus class. I think that was the
Prometheus?
prototype.
I like that one too.
If you are referring to the Prometheus in the Star Trek Message in a Bottle,
Right, not the cartoon. Yeah, the message in a bottle.
then
Right.
yes.
All right, I have a multiple choice question for you guys. In Klingon, what is the Jintak? A 3-pronged knife. B, a celebration. C, a trusted advisor of a Klingon house. Or D, a spiritual leader.
I don't know. C or D, I
Not
think.
A,
That
the
was
A
the-
is the Doctal.
I
It
would
was-
say
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
I would say a trusted advisor.
Yes, that's what I would say as well.
Yes,
Mhm.
that is correct. Are they like the old men, basically like the old guys that are basically big secretary, they're just like glorified administrative assistants?
Hmm.
I love that DS9 really fleshed out what old Klingons do when they don't die. They just kind of serve the family and do nothing. And become frustrated. Like, what was that one dude that worked for Martok? He was hilarious.
Order me about like a Slivach.
He
Whatever a
was just funny.
Slivach is.
How I long for that day when Martok says he doesn't want to have his services anymore.
Ooh,
I
Tito.
long for that day with great anticipation.
Mr. T has a good question. What class of starship is the USS Milton A? Jeff would know that.
Well, it's on their. They have like a fan fiction.
Yeah.
I don't know what class it is though. Sorry to say, T-Down. I'm sorry. Wasn't it the Robinson class? Or no, that was on. That was something else. I don't remember, T-Down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think it's one of the classes from Star Trek Online, if I remember correctly.
What did the people of Brax call Q? What do they call him?
Pain in the ass.
The God of Lies.
God of Lies.
God of
That's
Lies
right.
is correct.
I was thinking Deception or something. I was thinking God of Deception.
I've got a behind the scenes one kinda. So in
Sutherland class.
Sutherland.
in the motion picture, and they reuse some stock footage from that for Wrath of Khan, so you see it a little bit in Wrath of Khan. The Constitution refit, the deflector dish, sometimes it's brown, sometimes it's blue, and then
Right.
like basically after Wrath of Khan, it's always blue. Does anyone know why?
I think they talked about that in one of the behind the scenes. Like sublight speed, it was yellow or gold. You're saying
Yeah.
brown, but that was to me it was
yeah.
always kind of goldish. And then when you went to light speed, it it went blue, or at
when
least
you
you're
have
at full
full
power.
power,
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. But the gold, brown, whatever color light stopped working like mid production
Yeah.
on motion picture, so it was just blue permanently going forward.
And it makes sense because you can reuse more shots if it's just one color, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having to
The
change
blue
it depending on the
looks
speed of
better
the
anyway.
ship.
The brown
Yeah.
looks terrible.
It was warming up, you know. It was just at a space dock. It was warming up a little bit. That's it.
Well, that is funny because I did make a small model, a 1/1000 scale of the refit, and that's the one light that burned out in that model, the deflector.
Deflector light? Okay.
And it was blue in my version, but yeah.
Don't you have a really nice Voyager model? I saw in one of your videos. You got like a
very nice Voyager. Yeah.
you got one with the nacelles that move, right? They go up and down and
Yeah, I've built one that can have the cells moving. It has red alert. It has firing torpedoes.
yeah, I saw that in one of your older videos. I was like, wow, that's pretty nice actually. It's a nice
And the running light,
model.
of course.
And you have a runabout too, don't you? One of those?
Yeah, and the runabout is a 3D printed one.
Oh, okay. Right.
That was one of my first models that I built, or the first model that I built, even.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, imagine all the hours of time if you add it all up that you put into those things, you know?
The next one that I want to build is the Enterprise D, but I need to find a model kit for that. That's
Yeah.
a little bit affordable, and I'm still contemplating because those ones, the 1/1400 scale for the D, the struts on which the nacelles rest, they are not open. You need to trench out a slot to input
For the
cables.
wiring. Yeah.
For the wire, yeah.
So T-Dowd has a question. He says, what gift did Ensign Kim give to Mizati?
I want to say
thinking-
something appropriate. I'm not going to do that.
I mean, he had the deck of cards, right? I'm thinking of that from that episode, right? But when she was still a Borg.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's referring to the episode Ashes to Ashes, in which he gives Mazzati Ensign Ballard's hairbrush.
Oh, I think yes. Okay,
Right.
that's a good one. Deep cut.
And I just had a question, and now I can't think of it.
All right. Speaking of Ashes to Ashes, what is the term that the Kabali use translated for a warp field imbalance that she was able to fix really easily? Not the alien term, but I mean like the English. She translated it to English. She goes, oh, it's just something.
That one I do not remember.
That's some balanced toothbrush. Okay.
Oh, T-Dowd got it. Crumpled dance. Wow. T-Dowd, why don't you play Jeopardy? My goodness, you remembered that. That's really good. Yes. When she solves the problem, she goes, oh, translated it means crumpled dance.
Welcome, Cinnabon, by the way.
Hey, Cinnabon, what's up? Crumpled. Yeah, crampled.
Cinnamon, what did you do with the professor?
Does he have a ransom? Do you accept Venmo or Zelle? It's a crumpled noob. Yeah, that's about right.
That was a great question, and I can't think of it. Hold on, let me try to remember what it was.
Jambio Kat. Oh, thank you, T. Oh, you really speak Kabali. Oh my, you must like that episode. He's typing in Kabali now. Huh. How do you say
I thought
What
it
was
was
it?
what he was typing.
yeah.
Called his cat.
How do you say chutney? Mango chutney in Kabali. How does that work, T. Dowd? You can keep your dirty Paramount money.
Wow.
You dirty his name when you speak it. What's wrong with my dirty Paramount money? You don't want it? Come on. Release Jeff. Free him. We will give in to your demands.
Well, be careful there.
T-Dowd says we only eat gray paste. So T-Dowd is a Kabali. Okay. That was a weird episode, wasn't it, though? That was a strange one.
Mm-hmm.
She was a weird character too. I mean, I don't know. It was,
She was a different, or weird character, definitely.
yeah. Lindsay
Jordan workers.
Lindsay Bozeman, right?
With an ass.
Robert has a question for the panel. If replicators were, I think he's saying were real, would you still fix and eat real food?
Hell nah.
If replicators were real, okay, so saying if they existed, would you still prepare real food? Okay.
Hell nah.
No?
Nope.
She touched meat?
I mean, maybe on
she cut
special occasions, but actually,
Yeah.
normally that's probably how it would be. Like for everyday stuff, replicator. When you're having like company over or holidays, actually cook something.
I still don't understand how the replicator can burn something. Janeway could never serve dinner to anybody because it was always burning stuff. How? I don't understand how the replicator could burn a roast. It's not cooking it.
I think the replicator hated her.
I think you're right. Didn't she insult it?
Or suppose in theory, if you program in, simulate something baked or replicate this cut of meat baked at this temperature for this amount of time,
Right.
it could in theory come out burned at that point if you're
I
programming
see.
in the recipe.
I see what you're saying. So you're kind of programming how it's prepared, not the final result. So then,
Correct.
it's
Exactly.
okay. All right, I can see that. I mean, Janeway insulted her replicator, right? Called it a glorified toaster, and then that's it.
Never forgave me.
Never. Yeah, that's right.
I still like it when the computer says, "Make it yourself."
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I know the answer to that one. I think it's across the bay in Alameda.
That's what I said. Alameda. I know that.
Here's Alameda.
Yo, I saw for the first time a couple of days ago that Kirk Thatcher had a cameo in Picard.
Yeah.
Yep.
He also,
Yeah,
had
yeah.
he also had a cameo in a film called Spider-Man: Homecoming,
Yes, that one I knew about.
where they intended him to be the same character.
Yep.
Mhm.
But I only saw it a couple because I haven't watched all but a handful of Picard episodes. I saw that a few days ago. I was laughing. The Star Trek 4 is my favorite of the films.
He's still on the bus, right? It's the same dude.
He's still on the bus. The same band that recorded the song in 4 got together and recorded a new version for Picard.
I still
apparently.
hate you.
That was him singing, though. That was actually him singing in 4. Like he recorded the lyrics of that song and recorded it with his
Yeah.
friend. Yeah.
Hey, I'll
So I
be
guess-
right back. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta run to
Couldn't
Nate.
help with that. That was great.
Okay.
He was Leonard Nimoy's assistant or something, wasn't he? He was
I don't know.
like a production assistant or something on
He
Star
had
Trek
worked
4.
he had worked on 2, 3, and 4 in some capacity behind the scenes a little bit.
But he was like Nimoy's like right hand or something, or his assistant for that movie.
I
Or
think
directing,
yeah.
I guess, the directing part of it.
Yeah. I can't stay on for too much longer because the girlfriend just got home from work. So if you guys want to help me beta test my template, we can do that real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Always.
All right. Let me pull it up.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Increase power to the lithium chamber. Mac needs a little bit of power.
So what does he hit present and it'll show a screen, or how does that work?
I
John?
think if I've got the scene set up in OBS already. I think if I just run the thing and then start my virtual camera, you guys should be able to see it.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it.
Well, because
You
there's
should
a
be able to see it.
there's a present button here, isn't there? As on StreamYard, wouldn't that share it?
Yes, you can also share your
Can
screen.
share
through
your screen
Streamlabs if you want.
directly. Yeah.
Oh, there's a way to do that too. Oh, there is. Ooh.
Right. So maybe that would be easier than jury rigging it.
And then you should be able to select include sound.
Ooh. Okay, clean. All right, hold on.
That's how we roll.
Well, that's how Jeff does it, doesn't he? Doesn't he present in his window?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff does it with the OBS version.
Oh, he
But
does.
has multiple systems, so I do the present button in the bottom of StreamYard
Okay.
and Labs and everything that I try to use.
Well, you used StreamYard last night, and that was very smooth, by the way. It worked out very good.
Yeah, I was glad with the performance of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play one game and then I'm gonna hop off. Okay. Is that you? Those taquitos good? Those taquitos good?
I haven't had one yet. You want to fight?
No, thank you.
We're having taquitos tonight?
She's having taquitos tonight.
Wow. Chicken?
No, beef and cheese.
Beef and cheese. Okay. Those are good, too. You can't go wrong with those.
He won't touch your taquito.
Oh my goodness.
What's wrong with how could you not touch a taquito? Who doesn't like
I'm
taquitos?
right now. I'm full. I had
He
a.
worked at a gas station.
Oh my god.
You dunk it in a little sour cream or a little salsa or something, right? It's good.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
There it comes.
There
Yep.
it is.
We see PowerPoint. Yes.
Okay. I full screened it. So can you see the full screen?
Yeah, but we're on the left.
It's still the entire program, so it's not the only the presentation.
Okay.
So most likely you shared the wrong screen for that.
Okay. So let's.
Oh, it opens up another window and you do a presentation? Okay.
Oh, let me do that. Okay. How about now?
I don't see anything at the moment.
Currently, there's nothing.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. Wait.
I mean, I guess you could do it in the Microsoft, in the PowerPoint window. It's not the end of the world.
No. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right.
Quick one. Do you remember the name of Dr. Crusher's friend that she remembers that no one else remembers?
Dr. Galen Quace.
Exactly.
That's
Galen Quace,
good.
Yep.
Exactly.
Or Quails, if you will.
Quaice. Quace.
But we have a special version, huh? The Quails.
Yeah, the quails. No record of a Dr. Dalen Quace in Starfleet, Doctor.
So anyone knows what BC stands for?
There it is. Now it's full screen.
Biddle Coleridge.
Biddle Coleridge. And what kind of person was he?
He likes Tasmanian people. I don't know.
No, what was the slang for what kind of person he was?
Oh, he was a
Ghost?
ghost.
He was a
Yeah.
ghost.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Not a gimme. He was a ghost.
I'm a gimme.
Looks good. We can see it. Now we can hear it.
Oh, look at this.
Kind of.
He wants to be a nerd. I love
We
it.
don't talk over it.
Sorry.
I don't think the audio is coming through our feed, though. That doesn't
No,
matter.
the audio is just using his microphone.
His microphone, yeah, it's not coming through the feed. But it's okay. It sounds good. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Did you include the...
Infinite windows.
Oh. How is that working now?
Put the volume up.
All right. What was the name of the technique that they were trying to do to make sure that Riker didn't need to get brain surgery? Well, what did they try to not give him brain surgery?
And Shades of Grey?
No, in when he was stuck in a hospital, a mental hospital.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it involved a little cylinder that scanned his head. And
Wasn't it reflection therapy or something?
reflection therapy? That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Well,
It's pretty
So-
sick of them to name the play Frame of Mind that he was in, and then name the episode after the name of the play.
I'm not crazy.
Crazy.
Let Mike do his
What the
thing,
freak
Mercer.
where it eats. And when I show a glimmer of independent thought, you strap me down, inject me with chemicals.
Call it a treatment.
So the rules for those who have never played Millionaire before.
Rules of the game.
There are 15 questions. You'll start at 100. Try to work your way up to 1,000,000. Once you hit 1,000 or 32,000, those are your safe haven points. If you get one wrong after either one of those points, you leave here with that much money. There's 3 lifelines, 50-50, phone a friend, ask the audience. The 50-50, they were all randomly generated ahead of time, but I have to program them into the template, so it'll remove 2 of them that were randomly selected ahead of time. The phone a friend, if I were doing this on my stream, it would be I'd pull someone else into the call besides the contestant, and you could confirm with them for 30 seconds. And then ask the audience would just be ask the chat. And
Sounds good.
every question has 4 possible answers. Try and figure out the right one. You guys are ready?
Can you hit that hide thing there so we don't see that StreamYard thing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh, it looks so good though. Wow, looks sharp.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
I know.
That's perfect.
For 100. Which of the following was never captain of a ship named Enterprise? Janeway, Picard, Kirk, Archer.
That's an easy
Some
A
would
there.
say Archer, but I mean,
Somebody in New Zealand.
somebody in New Zealand would say Archer, but yeah, we all know who that is.
All right. So I heard Janeway. And that is correct.
Woohoo.
200.
Smooth.
Romulan and Vulcan blood is what color? Red, green, purple, or brown?
Hobgoblin.
Easy green.
All that green stuff, you have blood.
Which Trek movie featured both Kirk and Picard on the poster? Nemesis, First Contact, Generations, Insurrection.
Generations.
C.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Which of these races was not introduced in Star Trek the original series? Klingons, Vulcans, Ferengi, Tellarites.
C.
C. Yeah.
Ferengi.
Ferengi.
The background music is a little bit hard. Versus your
Which
voice.
is never the name of a Constitution class starship? Lexington, Hood, Defiant, Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Atlantis. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you were saying.
Do you have 15 questions, Mike? You have all, or
I've got all 15 of them.
okay, all right. So I'm trying to figure out when they use a lifeline. All right, so
Yeah.
good.
So I've got, you guys have reached 1,000. So now if we get one wrong, we're walking out with at least $1,000. So,
Woohoo.
or
Paramount dollars, clean money.
I would make it points because otherwise some people will still try to hold you to it.
1,000 bars of gold press latinum. Is that better? Okay.
Hey,
There you
Thomas.
I want Quatloos.
Here we go. What is the only Star Trek TOS episode that contains a curse or swear word in the dialogue? City on the Edge of Forever, Balance of Terror, Devil in the Dark, Space Seed.
So, City on the River.
Yeah.
Yep.
City on the River.
Your nose is running. Were they spicy?
Yeah.
Oh no,
See?
not the spicy taquitos.
Me.
Oof. But you're a native Louisianan. All right, City on the River. Final answer.
City on the River.
City on the River. Yep.
Got it.
What was the word, John? I forgot now.
It was at the end when Kirk says, "Let's get the hell out of here."
The hell? Oh my
Yeah.
God! Wow.
But
Got past the censors,
Yeah,
huh?
it was a
Pretty
big
rough
deal.
in the 60s.
Yep. all of these actors appeared in at least one film and one TV episode, except for which one? James Cromwell, Kurtwood Smith, Paul Winfield, Andreas Katsulas.
D.
It's
D.
D. Yeah.
Definitely not
easily,
A, so,
easily
yeah.
D.
All right. Final answer, D.
Ambassador Tomalak.
Yep.
Ambassador.
Nailed it for 4,000.
But he was in the 50
More games.
But he
More
wasn't-
fantasies.
What is this? A trench
Great.
convention? What's going on here?
According to Lieutenant Stoddy, what is Voyager's crew complement? 138, 141, 144, 147.
Should we use a lifeline, guys? What do you think?
I'm pretty sure it's B.
All right. I mean,
21. Warp 9.975. The warp factor I know by heart.
144. 141. I mean, John's probably right, but I mean, there's.
Yeah, we have John, so we don't need a lifeline.
I'll try the lifeline. All right, we'll wait till we really need it. Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
So we're going with B. Final answer.
Yeah. Final answer.
And we failed.
Is it C? Is it
No,
C?
John is the lifeline.
All right. There we go. Phone to John. John, you're my lifeline. Okay. If I'm playing this, I'm calling you.
Phone a beard.
Got it.
Number 16. James Kirk served under the command of Captain Garrovick on which starship?
That's easy.
The Potemkin, Farragut, the Republic, the Hood.
I would say Farragut.
Yes, the Farragut.
Yep.
Final?
Yep.
Yep.
Farragut.
Crushed it.
Lewis, that's very good.
Very good.
For 32,000 and your next safe haven point. How often does the Bajoran wormhole undergo a subspace inversion?
Oh, crap.
Every 60 years, every 50 years, every 40 years, every 30 years.
You want to use a lifeline, or what do you think? I'm thinking A, but I'm not sure.
For me, this would be a lifeline situation.
Sure, we could use a lifeline.
He doesn't need it, but sure.
I'm not 100% sure on this one.
But see, I already said one that I think I may be, so then that may throw off the 50-50, right?
The 50-50 I predetermined ahead of time, so you can't accuse me of rigging the 50-50.
I cannot accuse you? Okay.
No,
All
yeah,
right.
I have to program it in ahead of time.
All right. So what do you say, guys? You want to do the 50-50?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Computer, please take away 2 wrong answers, leaving the contestants 1 wrong answer and the correct one.
Okay. I mean, it felt like 60 to me, but I'm not even 70% sure. I'm more like 50 or 60% sure. But I think it's A. But I'm not really.
What does John say? Because I would agree with A.
The problem is A and B are the two I was going back and forth between.
See, there you go. That's the problem with those 50-50s, right?
Oh.
We can still poll the audience, but we may want to save that one.
My gut is 50 years.
Oh.
That's my gut, but I haven't seen the episode in a while.
A little feedback point, Mike. Why is there no X between the 50-50 yet? Visuals.
Oh, I've got that on my OBS layout, so I would put that on there via OBS if I were streaming.
Oh, via OBS. Okay.
Yep.
Well, you just drag a little X over there and X it out? Okay.
Yep, I've got an X on the layout. I just make it visible and then.
Oh, you hit the I thing? Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Clever.
Yep.
Indeed.
It's tough, guys. We lose it all. Well, no, we stop here, right? If we get it wrong, we...
If you got it wrong, you'd go back down to 1,000.
Oh, no. Yeah, I don't know about that.
We still need this one to get the safe haven
point.
Yeah.
I don't know. How old was he? 60 years is a long time. I think 50 years is my bet, but I could be wrong.
Let's try to think of the episode. Maybe was it Meridian?
No, it
was Visitor.
The Visitor. So then it was.
So
I think it
Jake
might be 50.
getting older. I think 60 might be it. Even though I'm leaning toward 50, I think 60 might be it.
Because Jake was 20 and he ended up being like 80, right at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, but he easily could have been 72, but he looked really old. Like
I'm
he
changing
looked.
it to 50. I'm changing it to 50.
You're changing it to 50?
It's time to cut you loose.
Yeah, 60 is too long for that.
So then, how old was Jake? I mean, wait a second. Wait. So all right, one inversion plus 50, he'd be 70. Did he have to do another 50 years on top of that? Was he 120 years old? No, he couldn't be.
There was the one inversion at the beginning of the episode.
Right.
There was another one like in the middle. But he wasn't that old yet.
True. You're right.
Maybe that was only 50.
You're right.
I don't think that was a full inversion, though. I think the only full inversion happened at the end, in the beginning.
The end when he cuts him loose, right? When he is that? Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. That's why I thought it was 60. But then,
it was not actually an inversion at the end. That happens to be when they're together.
Yeah. But he knew he was coming though. He knew he was coming to visit. But it wasn't a full inversion. Okay, all right.
The answer is a cow did it.
A cow did it.
Sounds good to me. I guess we're all kind of swayed to B now, right? I mean, I'll go for B.
50.
Yep.
So final answer 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, B 50. Final answer. Oh, I'm sorry. You lose all your money. Oh, we got it.
You made it.
Nicely
Thank
done.
you, Omni. Thank you, John. Thank you.
So
It would have been
you
a
guys
failure.
are conferring with each other and getting it. Did I make this too easy?
No.
No, that was a good one, actually. That was a good question.
Normally, I would have failed here because I was leaning towards the 60 in the beginning. So,
all right. Well,
But you have to reason it out a little bit with this game, right? You have to think about it.
Well, here's the thing. It's life, Jake. Sometimes you got to poke your head up and look around.
Yeah, there were two inversions. The one at the beginning, and then the one when old Jake, old Dax, old Bashir, and old Nog take the Defiant.
That's fine. That's okay. That makes sense then.
Yeah.
So then Jake must have been like 70 though at that point. Like that's crazy, or 60s, I guess.
To that effect, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now you've reached 32. You get one wrong. 32 is your final winning number. 64,000 is the next question. You've used your 50-50. You still have a phone a friend, which I don't know how we're going to do that for the purposes of this, but
Can
whatever. And then ask the chat.
Can we call Jonathan Frakes?
Do you have his number?
He lives in Bethlehem, so I'll look it up. While you guys
I think he lives in LA. I don't think he lives in Bethlehem. He grew up in Bethlehem.
464,000. Here we go. Who directed the TNG episode Genesis?
I know
Genesis?
Lamar Burton, Marina Sirtis, Gates McFadden, Brent Spiner.
See.
Yeah.
She's got actually a good eye. There were a couple of really good shots in that episode. The way she controlled the camera, especially
Yeah,
early on.
she was good.
She had a good eye for it.
For 125. Which of the first 10 Star Trek films has the highest lifetime gross sales? First Contact, Star Trek 6, Star Trek 4, Star Trek 2.
I'm going to say C. That's my answer, C. My answer is Star Trek.
Lifetime gross sales.
All right, I know that it's not 6.
That
Let's just
to explain for those that don't know, that is sales during the time it was in theaters.
Okay.
So theater sales.
I'm going to go with
It's definitely not B. Let's just rule that out. 6 was good, but it didn't really break any records. I don't believe. 2 was really, really, really good, but I don't think it beat A or C. Like, I don't think it beat First Contact or 4.
No, I think 4 would be better in theaters because it was liked by a broader audience. I'm gonna go with Cinnabon, C.
Yes, I think it's C as well.
All right. Star Trek 4, final answer for everyone?
All right.
Got it.
Yeah.
In fact, of all the Star Trek films, even counting the JJ stuff, only the JJ stuff and Star Trek 4 broke the $100 million mark in sales. Everyone else was under $100 million.
Okay.
So keep in mind, like JJ stuff was more modern. Star Trek 4 did that back in the 80s.
Yeah, and it cost a lot
Absolutely
more.
Destroyed the box office.
I mean, yeah, with a low
And I
budget
remember
too.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount was really happy with it. They even included on they had like a box set with some of their
It
best
was-
films, and they put it on there.
It was because Star Trek 4 did so well that Paramount greenlit a new show, which ended up becoming TNG.
TNG, that's true.
And how disappointed were they when Star Trek 5 came out?
So you had Kirk wearing
I liked
jeans
it.
and a T-shirt that says "Go climb a rock." That
I
was,
loved it.
I liked it too, but it wasn't.
It's all fun. It's good fun. All right. For $250,000, who was Dax's third host? Emily, Tobin, Audred.
I think it's Tarius.
Emily
Shuttle
was the,
pilot.
I think Emily was the first one.
Yep. The
I
gymnast.
think the Gong Droid is the answer.
Tarius was just before Durand. So I think he was a little bit later than third.
Wait, hang on. Okay, so Audred was. Did they alternate sexes? So like Emily was a female, Tobin was a male, Audred
Yes.
was a female. So it's got to be then D.
Yes, I think it's Audred.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm gonna go with D also because I don't know.
And you're right. Tarius was later. Tarius was before Curzon, or like you said, Duran.
And the stupidest thing is, I had this on mute.
Are you practicing your music?
So which one are you guys saying? Or did we settle on one yet?
I think John and I are kind of agreeing on D. Patrick was on mute.
I agree with that. I agree with you guys.
Was I
Okay.
on mute? Oh.
No, we hear you now. We got you.
Oh.
So
I said I had it on feud, but I.
Oh, I thought you said mute.
Feud,
Okay.
feud. But I didn't really remember. But I'm agreeing with you too. Yeah.
So D Audred, final answer.
Yeah.
So Dax's first host was Leela Dax.
Oh wait. Oh no.
Second
we're
host
wrong.
was Tobin Dax.
No, we're wrong.
And Dax's third host was Emily.
Oh my God, we're wrong. No.
Audred was fourth.
Oh man.
And that's
Oh no.
Hey, can we see what the other questions would be and give them a try?
Absolutely.
Failure.
Oh man.
Failure.
We should have used our lifelines. What were we thinking? Sheer freaking hubris.
I mean,
The only time that was allowed.
I mixed up the order, but these are hosts 2, 3, 4, and 5, so it's not like anybody was way off.
Okay.
So
It never happened.
approximately how long has the Dominion existed? 3K, 4K, 1,000, or 2,000 years?
I think it's D, right?
2000, yeah.
It's either 1 or 2000. I'm not sure.
I believe it was over 2000 that Forda said.
The Dominion has endured for 2,000
Yeah.
years and will continue to endure long after the Federation has crumbled into dust. But we leave that to history. So this would have been the $1 million question. And
All right, let's see what the $1 million question is.
I'm pretty proud of this one
Okay,
because I had never heard this before until I started researching.
let's see.
I can't wait.
And Brett Wolf
Malcolm
thinks
McDowell, who played Sword in Star Trek
Fine.
Generations, is the uncle of what other Star Trek actor? Dominique Keating, Kate Mulgrew, Nicole DeBoer, Alexander Siddig.
Oh, D.
It's D.
I knew that.
Yeah, it's
D.
Alexander Siddig. Yeah.
Is that common knowledge?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard it
Oh,
before.
okay.
Kind of
Yeah.
like Ewan McGregor and Dennis Lawson. They're also- Awesome. That was an awesome game, though. Yeah, that was a little bit more common knowledge.
That was easier than the host question.
Yeah, the host question is hard.
And Mike, is that common knowledge? No. Is it common knowledge among us? Yeah.
Well,
Can I show you what else I
I
got
had
today?
never heard that.
It was
before.
common knowledge.
Common knowledge.
Knowledge.
I love. He's so awesome. That was Sloyan, right? That delivered that.
Yeah,
line?
James Sloyan.
Yep,
Yeah,
it was
uh-huh.
James Sloan. Yep.
I'm gonna name a character with the last name Sloyan because I love that actor. But this is something else I got today when I was antique shopping. See if I can get it on the camera. It's a Monopoly ruler, and when you open it's got the.
Oh, that's great.
That's cool.
It's only 6 inches, but I saw it and I'm like, I have to get this.
That's
It's
great.
so detailed.
That's the old school one, the original looking one too.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
just a
Yeah.
ruler, but I just
Mhm.
love it because the foot long rulers are tough to carry around. And
Mhm.
you have a bag and stuff, but this is just a little 6-inch one.
Nice.
I kinda love
Monopoly.
it. I wanted to share that with you guys.
Rich Uncle
16
Pennybags.
centimeters.
Yeah, but Dennis Lawson is the uncle of Ewan McGregor, and similarly, Malcolm McDowell is the Uncle Alexander Siddig.
Didn't he play Wedge or something in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawson played Wedge.
well,
I love. There's a little detail in episode 4 that I absolutely love that most people overlook. When Wedge sees a Death Star, he says, "Look at the size of that thing." And then I think Gold Leader tells him, "Cut the chatter," because he really, can't just chit chat about what they're seeing. Everything has to be what they're doing and when they're doing it. I just think that was a great little detail that they kind of forgot about in all the other films where they just don't have idle chit chat. They don't tolerate it, in the middle of a battle.
Drag G's to sick bay.
that was fun, Mike. Nicely, well done.
Yeah, it looks great.
Right.
Great idea.
Appreciate it.
That's going to be tough. I could see it really ramping up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very, very well produced
Yeah.
presentation that you made. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
But yeah, when I start doing it, I'm probably gonna. I was talking it out with Omni and Jeff one
Yeah.
night. I think I'm gonna make I'll either do it on StreamYards or I'll make a Discord. Either way, and that way, for the phone a friend, you move one other person
Bring
up
'em
into
in.
the call for 30
Right.
seconds or a minute, and you can confer with them on the question, and then the Ask the Audience will just be Ask the Chat.
Okay, here's one. What top chef judge played the future first monarch of Krios Prime? I'll give you the choices.
It's the Iranian girl. Whatever her name
A.
is.
Tom Colicchio, B. Padma
Padma.
That
Lakshmi,
one.
Lakshmi. Yeah.
C. Gail Simmons, and D. Ted Allen.
Whatever B was.
Padma.
B. Padma. Yep. Okay. Good.
And the other stipulation too for when I do this, there's going to be very few, if any, Enterprise questions in, just because I haven't seen it, or 99% of it, and I want to not spoil myself for when I do eventually watch it for
That's
my
okay.
channel. So
What
rather than
about
do research
TAS
trivia and
questions?
potentially
Can you-
spoil stuff that could be relevant and be huge, I'm just not going to put questions in.
And what about TAS questions? Can you do a whole episode dedicated to TAS, maybe, or
I
what do you
thought
think?
about doing
Yes.
themes like all of them.
John, look at that.
But I might throw the occasional TAS question in there because why not?
There will
Oh,
be a TAS question in every show. It will be the $1 million question.
I'll need about 15 more lifelines to get through that one, but I mean, hey, we could try it, right?
Omni will be out by 16.
Oh, I'll be done. Yeah, I'll be done.
Thank you.
Brad Wolf says that was
Appreciate
great.
it.
Yeah, very, very good.
Wow.
So when are you ready to go live with this thing? Are you working on the questions now? I mean, it seems like you
I've
got
got
the...
my template put together. I'm just working on
It's
questions,
really
so
good, man.
probably
It's-
another week.
It's
Mhm.
really good.
Awesome.
Oh, why don't you fix it,
it'll-
dear fellow, dear fellow? Why don't you fix it before I go mad?
And probably whoever wins the highest amount each week, you're guaranteed a spot back the next week, the first spot back the next week, because we got to
Okay.
reward somehow for good play.
Or you could
Okay.
just send $1 million if we win $1 million.
I mean, I could if I had that kind of money, but I don't. That's why I work in retail.
I was just thinking it would match. It would go very well with the theme of the game.
But I'm going to hop off before my girlfriend hits me.
Okay.
So, have a good night, guys.
Take
Thanks
care.
for joining.
Take
See you.
care.
Thanks so much, man.
Of course, no problem.
Wow.
The new holo communicator works perfectly. I like that.
Major,
Nothing else-
shut that thing off.
Nothing worked on the Defiant except for the holo communicator. Works perfectly.
It's a bloody
The whole
time.
thing was the whole purpose of that was just to make the conversations between
Paddington.
Eddington and Cisco more dramatic than just putting them on a view screen. Just to have have them there in the room.
Mhm.
I found that thing so stupid.
What other episode did they use it in, though? That's a
They
trivia
used
question
it
for
in
you.
Dr. Bashir, I presume.
That's right.
That's the one.
Hmm
Then it was
So were they
never
trying to make it
filmed
a
again.
thing? Like, were they trying to make that a real thing? I mean, you think, or
Yeah, I think they really thought they'd make it regular.
Yeah.
That's the reason they stopped. I don't know.
it looks silly though?
Yeah.
Because you saw the guy standing in the room. It's like this guy's just standing in the room. He's not. It's not a hologram. It's the actor standing right there.
It gives the drama a bit more, like the drama between, Cisco and what's his name, Sanders in the Malinche. Is that his name? The captain of the Malinche?
Yeah, I
And
think so.
Eddington. It just made the drama. It just gave it more urgency.
For that episode, yes. Yeah, no, it did. But I'm just imagining it like after that episode. If they used it from that point on, it would have gotten tired. I think it would have gotten
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah, it was not the best idea. But I'm
Now,
glad they tried it.
in Nemesis, though, I like the way they did the Shinzon, like when he was in Captain's ready room and he walked
Oh,
through
I
the
hated
table.
that.
And,
I'm sorry.
you didn't
dude.
like that?
I totally disagree with you there.
Because his voice was a little bit altered and he was kind of fuzzing in and out like that. All right. Like it didn't bother me as much as the guy just standing there in Cisco's office or
What
on the bridge of the
bothered me-
Defiant. Yeah.
What bothered me from that is where was he projected from?
From the scimitar.
Yeah. Right.
Don't bother tracing this transmission. You'll never find it.
Yeah, and how does it project there?
Because he's got advanced Riemann technology. I don't know. I mean,
Because of bullshit reasons. That's why.
You know what I did like in the show in the Picard series in the opening theme music for the first two seasons was from the Inner Light, but it wasn't the main piece of music. It was the piece that Bataille was playing.
his son was playing.
Yeah, Bataille.
Right, his son Bataille, right, on the
Yeah.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and I like the fact that that was a cool pull. I really thought it's a beautiful piece of music, and yet it wasn't like the piece that everybody knows.
It wasn't the main melody.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really Patrick Stewart's son, too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
In the Inner Light.
Yeah. I mean, I know that, I think Jeff thinks Inner Light, I think he said it was overrated. I think it's a beautiful episode.
Oh, it's great.
I think it's, people can say it's overrated, underrated, but at the time, there was just nothing like it.
Especially at the end. At the end, it just, he grabs that flute. It's like you feel like his whole life, he misses it.
What's so great about it is that it's a twist that is so simple for them to pull off, and yet you can think about it for hours afterwards,
Right.
about what it means. And just the idea that, he's 25 minutes, just that reaction.
Yeah.
And they did a lot with the short time that they had, like the whole idea that his wife kept telling him to pick up his shoes, and they just recurred that throughout the episode. Just worked. It's good, right?
It was tight. It was tight writing. It was good.
And with Darmok, I mean, the reason I love Darmok, it just by itself, the way Patrick Stewart tells an abridged version of Beowulf is fantastic around the campfire.
Is that from Beowulf? I thought that was like ancient mythology or something. Was that
It was not Beowulf. What was it? What was he?
Gilgamesh or something? What
Gilgamesh,
was it?
yes.
Gilgamesh.
I thought it was from Beowulf.
Gilgamesh.
I thought it was from Beowulf. It wasn't Beowulf. It was.
At Uruk. At Uruk.
Dude, what a long way he went from being the cop in Terminator, where he's like, if I can get on the tube by 9 o'clock, we might have these guys work for us for a change. How do I
Chain
look?
smoking. Yeah, he was a mess in that one. Yeah. I mean, Captain Terrell, obviously, too. I mean,
Yeah.
before Terminator, he was.
Freeze. Don't move. Your Excellency, have you
Your
been listening?
Excellency.
No, they can't take it.
No, he was very good in Darmok, honestly. He acted through all that makeup and everything. He was Paul Winfield I'm talking about. Really, really good.
I don't know if you knew this, John, but the guys at Red Letter Media actually bought the prop for the creature that appears in Darmok, and they actually also bought the shirt, the tunic that Data wore when he was electrocuted in Disaster, that big circular burnt mark in the middle. The Red Letter Media guys actually own that stuff. They actually bought it on auction.
Well, the tunic was actually used at first in the Most Toys
Yeah, it probably
when he threw the acid on him, and then they reused it in Disaster. The gold.
I knew it was used somewhere else, and I couldn't think of it.
When Kivas Fajo throws the acid on his clothing, starts
I
burning.
know that they really wanted the original actor to do it, but I guess he died. But the guy that they picked was creepy. He was so good. He's one of
Saul
the
Rubinek.
Yeah, he was one of the most you just want to hit him villains,
But he was bigger than TV at that point. Like, he was doing feature movies, and he did this as a favor to Brent Spiner. Like, usually you don't go from doing movies to back to TV. Like, he did it as a favor to him because they needed somebody good. And look at what a treat we got from that.
Yeah,
just that one episode.
It's an episode where the villain is so effective that I almost don't like watching it.
And that little dwarf guy that, I mean, may he rest in peace. He died during the filming of the episode, but I mean, I think it's much better with Saul than it was with that little guy.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't know what his acting was like, but
we've probably seen him in stuff. I mean, he's like a British actor. We've probably seen him in things, but it's so much. The way the way he glided, the way he moved. I mean, he created a whole character out of that.
He made you uncomfortable when you watched him. He was a little bit wishy-washy and matter-of-factly evil. Like, that's the worst kind of evil, He's very good.
I haven't seen the Most Toys in a while. I'll have to go back and watch that one again.
We'll do it next time. We get everyone together in that room. We'll pick that one next. I should have picked it instead of what did I pick? Allegiance, just because I wanted to hear the song.
Come cheer up, my lads.
And speaking of Saul Rubinek, I also like him still in Warehouse 13.
Mm-hmm. He's been in so much. Guy's a prolific actor. He's been in a lot.
Yep.
I still can't get over what we talked about like a week ago, that they thought they could just hide the Enterprise in a bunch of debris and just shut the lights off, and nobody noticed. It's just like, we'll just shut the lights off. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a brand new Galaxy class ship?
She had some miles on it. She wasn't exactly brand new. I mean, she's about 5 years old at the time, right? I mean, she went through a Borg attack, a refit, went to the edge of the galaxy, back again. I mean, she had some miles on her.
It's not that like they washed it every week in space.
No. The Remlar Ray, right? What was that, one of your questions last night?
Baryon sweep.
Which is now a space station, but all right, we'll leave that one alone. That's fine.
Why wouldn't it be a space station?
Well, I guess there's no place for people to go. It's just a device in space, right? It's not really like they beam to the planet. They beam to Arcaria base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your point, because
it's not like you can't dock there. You can't dock and unload people or cargo, right? But I don't know. I guess
even K7, which had minimal habitable areas, had habitable
areas. Yeah.
Just
we also had relay stations,
but they had a crew quarter or so in there, right? They had something. I don't know. Maybe the Remlar Ray did. Maybe maybe there was a control panel in there or crew quarters. You're right. There could have been people in there. We don't know.
Exactly.
We don't know. You're right. We don't know.
Here's what I can't figure out, to be honest with you, is that why doesn't every ship have a Remlar Baryon gun on there thing. I mean, imagine a gun that will kill every living thing and keep all of the structure completely intact.
Did anyone ever piece that together, like where they were on the ship versus where the sweep was? Because it seemed like they went backwards and forwards. They went from deck 36 back up to 12, back down to deck. Did anyone ever do that? Because it seemed like they were a little bit off.
They ended up in 10 forward, which is all that really.
I guess so. At the end, that's all that mattered. Yeah, but
it's like, oh, we're in 10 forward, which is the last place it's going to touch. So I guess that's really all that mattered. But it is a good call. I'm willing to give them some leeway on that. But what I didn't like, and I said this last time, is that the reception was pathetic. You had like just Riker's guys. So obviously, if Riker is planning something, those guards are going to see it. You know, if there had been like a crowd of like 50 people, you know, then he could have done it with some subterfuge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
According to Google, its Rambler array has 2 amps. Yes, that's what we had yesterday. There were 2 amps there.
You know, I only learned from you guys.
Postman was wrong.
I can't believe I didn't know this. Because I still see people misspelling it, but I only learned from you clowns that Geordi doesn't have an E at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that. I always thought it was Geordie. That's how I always thought it was spelled. But there's no. You're saying that there's no E at the end.
I don't think so. I mean, we don't see it spelled out that often, but
Sunburn says no, it only had 1. Definitely not. I had two amps yesterday.
Does anybody know the name of Jake Sisko's first novel?
Anselm?
Yep, that would be it.
Let me see if you're right.
Well, that's the one. I don't know if that's the first one. That's because he said he had a collection of short stories, but again, that was an alternate timeline.
Yep, Anselm.
And he wrote that. He started writing that in the Muse too. Remember this? And that's after The Visitor.
And he wrote past prologue. Oh, look who just wrote to me, Kristen. I'm going to
Past prologue, huh?
Yeah. Hey, it's based on the episode of the same name.
I was going to say, what is it? Does it have Kon Ma?
No, I am Kon Ma. The scene where he's pulling her leg at the end.
In the shuttle, in the runabout?
Yeah, it was so. That's like the worst fighting ever. He's like, no, she's pulling his leg. She's literally pulling his leg.
He's trying to reach that control or something on the upper console, and then yeah.
I found Bomb on eBay, so I might get him to complete the collection.
Mm-hmm.
Bob is the other droid it's like Vincent from the droids I got today. You know, from the black hole. Yeah, dude, lots of good memories with Star Trek. I mean, it's, you know, even in the 60s, they had things that recurred more than most shows, you know. It wasn't serialized, but there were certain aspects to it that they remembered from episode to episode.
Okay, can I just share something? Because Cinnamon is not believing me. So, present, share my screen.
Well, is it Remlar or Remler too? That's the other thing I was questioning. Is it ER or AR?
Make a screenshot of this.
I mean, nobody really know, I guess. So just gotta look at the captions, I guess, or is there an LCARS? I don't think.
Present image file.
Maybe a script.
Screen share open.
Remler, away, Remler.
And should be in the.
And they were trying to steal trilithium resin, right?
In the bottom now, John. Thank you.
But Riker never heard of trilithium.
2 amps. Cinnamon.
Trilithium. I like the way he says it.
Screenshot of yesterday.
Trilithium.
2 amps.
Yeah, you could siphon it right off the warp core, right upstairs, right there. You get it, just put it in the bottle, and you take it with you.
So, Postman, I had wrong. Yes, I did. Rambler Array, not.
I once saw a great meme from TNG where somebody just says, "I love this show," and the meme was a picture of Jordy and Data in engineering, testing out the phaser. Like the phaser's going full blast into
Yeah.
like a target. It's from probably
Yeah,
the
let's test it
9,000.
next to the warp core. Excellent
Yeah, why
choice.
do you always test the weapons right next to the warp core? It's a
Yeah,
good question.
you always
Yeah.
have to do it because it looks awesome when you do it right next to the warp core.
Or-
Yeah, it's like there's a huge. The ship is huge, but you got to test all the alien phasers next to the warp core.
like in Birthright, Bashir joined the crew and had that alien device. I guess they had to tap it into the warp power. I can kind of understand that one, right? But why? Why right next to it? Why would you do that?
Yep.
Just 'cause those-
It could have shot a beam the other way instead of hitting Data. It could have went right into the into the dilithium chamber.
Well,
Now, when I was younger, I always thought that
I
the
think we can remove
baseball,
that from screen, John.
the baseball that Cisco had
Mhm.
was the same baseball that he had the Niners signed, but I think the one that the Niners signed was a different baseball. Is
I
that
agree.
correct?
Yeah. Because the one that he had on his desk was given to him by Buck Bokai. I always thought,
Right.
Yeah.
and
It was old. It was very old.
and it was kind of ratty looking. Right. The one, and even in the beginning of Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite, he puts a baseball on the table of the wardroom. I don't think that's the same one. It could be, but it looks a lot cleaner. And at the end, the one he throws up in the air has actually the Starfleet emblem on it, and then all the teammates signed it. So no, it's not the same. It's not the same ball.
I think it's a different baseball.
Yeah.
But I wondered, because it tricked me, because, yeah. And it was great when he left it for Ducat. That's like one of the greatest moments in the series.
Yeah.
It's a message. He'll be back.
What is it? Image in the sand when Esri throws it and lands right in the spot where the orb is. Yeah. That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
it was Shadows and Symbols. I think she came
Oh,
in.
was
at
it?
Yeah, she came in at the very end of Images in the Sand.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're all continued, right? They're all.
Which baseball was that? Was that his regular baseball, the one he values, or yeah, because he took it with him. Remember, Kira said he took it with him when he went to New Orleans.
Right, she was concerned that he took the baseball with him. That was the first time he actually took it.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't coming back.
If I never see another clam again, it'll be too soon.
Yeah.
I like the way they used the jazz soundtrack again during the end of that season 6. It was a little hint at Far Beyond the Stars, and just a little hint that it was New Orleans.
Yeah.
It was a really cool idea.
Ooh, that's a good question from Robert.
I don't remember panel, but was it ever explained in the Battlestar Galactica remake what powered their ships to faster than light?
It was called the jump drive, but what did power it?
That I don't know.
They had that one ship that refined their fuel, but I can't remember what they called it indeed.
Was there something called the Attilium or something that they?
That's whatever. Doesn't like it when he pointed out that he was incorrect.
Barry on sweep is stupid anyway.
The fuel of Galactica. Well, it ain't the hopes and dreams of the colonists.
Mercer, you were saying that you think Hutch's party was too small because I guess it was only for senior officers, though, right? It wasn't for the whole crew. Obviously, it was just the reception for.
My point is not who it was for, but like when you're having Riker, walking casually and yet what do they call that? Trying to sneak a conversation with his crew members to create a plan to get out of this clandestine plan. It's obvious that he's backing up. He's like whispering to them awkwardly. These guys would see it. These guys would be like, "What are you talking about?"
Orton.
Whereas if there was like a crowd even as big as what's normally in Quarks or the or the promenade, if it was even that much of a crowd, you could picture like a secret conversation happening that those guys wouldn't even notice. That's my complaint. Is not, the writing of it, but just the way it just looked terrible. It just
And
looked like there's a big open room with like 2 or 3 other people, and everybody else is in the crew.
I just don't know why they had to hold him hostage at all. Like, I mean, the ship is off limits. Why do they even have to? They can let the crew just enjoy the party and just keep an eye on them. You don't have to hold them hostage. I know that Geordi uncovered their phasers or whatever underneath the refrigerated table or something, but it was like, why? The ship, you can't go to the ship anyway. They're stuck there.
Right.
It's I don't know why they had to be.
They could just close the doors and seal them. That would be more interesting. You know?
Okay, yeah, do something like that. Just lock them in. Yeah. I guess if one of them got wind and they want to beam back to the ship, maybe they try to stop the Remmler. I mean, I guess I could see they have to kind of contain them a bit, but I don't know.
Just to circle back to Robert's question, I had tried to Google it, and they say it's Thallium fuel, but it's also for sublight, so don't really know how you would use one fuel kind for both types of propulsion. But meh.
Brad says it was hopes and dreams.
Who can do the Riker maneuver?
Let's see if anyone can.
I definitely can't.
Depends on the chair. I mean, it has to be like a low stool or something. I'd probably do it on. I don't know. I'm not that tall. I don't know if I can actually do it. I mean, how tall? Frakes is about what, 6'2", 6'3"?
He's a big guy.
Right, so you have to be somewhat tall to swing your leg over the back of a chair.
Yeah.
1.91 meters, so feet.
What's that in American?
6'3".
American. 6'3", right? That's what I said. Yeah, he's 6'3". Yep.
Yeah.
I was watching an interview about that. He says he started doing it because of the chairs in 10 forward, but I don't believe it, because if you watch season 1, he does it in the ready room a couple of times too. Before 10 forward's even built. He goes, well, I started it because these chairs in 10 forward, the backs were kind of low, and I did this little swing maneuver with Whoopi at the table. But then you see him do it in season 1, I guarantee at least once or twice. I know exactly. The episode with Remick, I know he does it right there. Right? Coming of Age? Is that what it was? Is that Coming of Age? No.
Yeah, Remick was in that one.
Right, yeah, with Remick. I know for a fact he does the maneuver in that episode.
He did it because of his back problems, so.
So he says. I think he was being goofy, and it just stuck. I think I think it's like an inside thing. Like he just started doing it.
You know what? Here's what I can't understand. This might be me being obstinate. Nope. Is when they go to the Royale and then they find, they say there's no signs of advanced decay, and they show the guy's skeleton. I mean, you think after so many years it would be even more decayed than that. So I have no problem with them saying he's not really decayed too much. You see what I mean? Because of the conditions in the hotel. A lot of people complain, oh, he's just a skeleton. Well, of course that's advanced decay, but how long has he been there? He's been there for hundreds of years.
What do you think he did every day?
He just hung out in that casino with those characters. I mean, that was the question I was going to ask you, but now I gave it away. Whose point of view was the novel Hotel Royale told from? You remember?
Wasn't it the bellboy or something, or the?
That would be incorrect. Do you know, John? Whose point of view was the novel Hotel Royale told from?
I would have said the bellboy too, so I don't know.
Maybe the manager guy.
It is told from the bad guy, Mickey D.
Mickey D.
That's his. The novel was told from his perspective.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I actually say that in dialogue. Data
need some spreading around money.
The Data says that was a question I was going to ask earlier that I couldn't think of it after you guys started asking more questions. Yeah, it was Tim. I think Data says in dialogue that it was told from the perspective of Mickey D. I'm trying to find it.
But I'm just imagining what this guy did every day. I mean, would he order room service? Would he go play some games? Like, I mean, what would he do? I mean, watch TV? Like, how would he? He was stuck in a hotel.
It was a prison. It was just a prison. It's
I guess
basically,
it's a prison. Yeah.
yeah.
Cinnabon saying Mayor McCheese. Who's Mayor McCheese? From McDonald's? The McDonald character? Wait. The Hamburglar. Birdie, Grimace. Who else? Ronald. The Fry Guys. I think I'm missing one or two.
Texas.
Texas?
No, I was talking about that guy with the hat. His name was Texas.
Thank you, Brad. Hamburglar. Yep.
What are you guys talking about?
Well, Cinnabon said Mayor McCheese, so I'm thinking of all the McDonald's Land characters now. But they got rid of Mayor McCheese, though. He was done away with before the rest of them. Oh, Mickey D's gang. Oh, I get it now. That's funny. That's funny.
Oh.
Birdie, Grimace, Fry Guy. I think that's about it.
Okay, I think I found it. Hold on. Okay. Data says, Captain, it is a story of a group of compulsive gamblers caught up in a web of crime, corruption, and deceit. It is told by the nefarious ethereal Mickey D, who appears only at the climax to carry out the cold-blooded murder of the hotel bellboy. But he tells the story. That's the point I was driving at. It's weird how that could be.
Yeah, I don't really watch that episode all that often, so that are not the details that stick to my mind.
I love that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you do. So I would remember that if I want to make questions for you, then I can use the episode. But
I like the fact that on a sci-fi level, it's actually very similar to 2001: A Space Odyssey. Once the aliens, who we don't see in that movie, grab Bowman, they try to like give him a setting that feels a little bit like home, but they don't really understand it. You know, it's interesting.
True. Yeah.
Tex had the Arby's hat. He did have that big kind of cowboy hat, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think he gave it to Data to borrow for a little while, and then Data had to give it back. I always thought the Devil's Due was like a TOS episode, just with TNG characters. It is so over the top. Every time Ardra appeared, the music would become really cheesy. Like
Ron Jones, yeah.
Like I love Ron Jones, but that was like did he do that one?
Yeah, he did, and it was kind of a cheeseball music for Ardra's theme.
Yeah, every time she showed up, the episode just felt like,
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. This is now a B-movie episode. It's like an episode that you watch because there's nothing else to watch. Even the teaser where they're doing Scrooge was a little bit like on the cheesy side. I think it's the only.
It was a low budget kind of episode. It wasn't. It was just like a courtroom thing, and
it was so weird that after all of that, it's a courtroom episode.
In the end, right? It doesn't start out that way, but it kind of ends up that way. You're right. Well, The Measure of a Man too. The Measure of a Man doesn't start out as a courtroom, episode, but it ends up that way.
There it sits.
I do. One thing I love about Devil's Due, and I love this in almost any good episode, no matter what the show is when the bad guy gets a comeuppance that's just like you reverse it on them. You put what they were trying to do back onto them, and when they realize it, it's always great to see that in any show. It's like they not only figured her out, but they They threw it back in her face. You know,
Isn't it
it's
possible?
always satisfying to see that. You would
Adam
like it
West
better
Pittman.
if you lost.
What other courtroom episodes did we have? And we had Measure of a Man. We had. I'll consider Devil's Due a courtroom episode. Obviously, I guess at the end. But the Menagerie, right? I guess from TOS.
Yeah. Court martial.
Court Martial too, right?
Also.
Space Seed at the end a little bit, but not really, right? That was more
No.
Rules of engagement.
Rules of Engagement. Yes, that the whole episode was pretty much a
Yep.
a
You
courtroom.
know, with the bell, ding, 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 ding.
What about Dax?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The Tribunal, obviously. I mean, that's.
And court martial. Or did you mention court martial?
I think John said Court Martial. He did.
Yeah.
And in Judgment and Enterprise.
Judgment. Yes.
Would other author be considered?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Which
I see
one?
what you're saying.
Which one?
Author. He's saying.
I don't remember that one. It's Voyager. What are you talking
It's Voyager. It's a very.
Of course, the person doesn't remember the Voyager.
about? Voyager.
It's at the end of Voyager. The
is
very,
great.
very end.
It's very.
Well, actually, hold on. Death Wish. Then I'll say Death Wish.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about
I did
Voyager at
like
that point.
I did like Death Wish only because I liked the allegory of the Q continuum or the desert road. I thought that was pretty
Mhm.
dope.
We're talking about Star Trek, Cinnabon. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ad Astra per Aspera. I think he's talking about, Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. Yeah.
Who and what? And what?
That's number one, right? Isn't she on the poster? I like number one. I think she's good. I like Rebecca Romaine. She's good.
Mitchell
She was
Barry?
in X-Men, right? She was in the X-Men movies.
The
right?
original ones, yeah. She was Mystique.
And I like the fact that she just orders like a hamburger or a cheeseburger or something when she finally gets
Russian
to the
popular today.
Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do they have any more courtroom episodes? I'm trying to think. I guess that's pretty much it.
courtroom was well, you have did you mention Farpoint? Farpoint and Encounter?
No, I didn't.
And did you mention All Good Things?
No. But I see what you're saying. The Q's court.
Yeah, the
Okay, yeah.
kangaroo court that he had.
Did you have
Well, you could kind of think of the Drumhead as a courtroom episode as well.
Yes, that's a good
Drumhead.
one.
Yeah,
I've got bigger men down Picard.
Kind of more of a hearing thing, but you're right. It's you got that kind of average, interrogation,
it's a
deposition.
hearing, but it counts. It's because
But that's also with Alter. It's not really.
Well, there's a magistrate. There's a federation
Do it? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
magistrate or
What about
judge or
Dax?
something.
Did you mention Dax from DS9?
I said that. I said Dax.
okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay.
I said, yeah.
I said Dax. John, do you hear me? I said Dax. Dax. With the Bajoran lady with the rock.
She was Uxbridge, right? She was just on Uxbridge.
Yes. Yes. The Dowd.
I gotta tell you, when I first saw the Survivors episode, I wasn't really liking it. But the more I watch it, the guy that plays Kevin Uxbridge was brilliant.
It just seems dated to me, that episode. There's something about that episode that's just so... maybe it's their costumes. I don't know what it is, but...
It's the fact that they're just two old people. Like, it's a little weird that they're two old people.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems dated to me, that one, for some reason.
And the ship is supposed to be this awesome, mean-looking warship, but it looks
It's the
really
triangle
like a
ship.
crappy model.
That model's used. It's the Bajoran ship. It's the...
Is it?
They use that ship dozens of times. It's called the triangle ship. If you look at it, it's like a big triangle.
Didn't they use the children of Tama
Tama.
ship a lot? Didn't they
Yeah.
use that ship? They like changed it up a little bit, but they'd reuse that ship
Yep.
a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like a big Star Wars style ship. It's like a big triangle with like
It's a triangle. It's like a wedge, and then sometimes they'll put nacelles on it. They'll take nacelles off. They'll add different things. It's the same model.
The bash is and get
The
bash.
Hushnak. The Hushnak.
Now, in terms of special effects, the Star Trek is not really nearly as good as Star Wars, but there are some special effects shots in Star Trek that I love. I think from the show, the ending of Fistful of Datas, when the ship is riding off into the sunset.
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
it's great.
beautiful shot.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
We only saw it the one time, right? That
Yeah.
shot. I mean,
And I love the shot of the planets merging together to create a star in Ship in a Bottle. This just really good stuff.
yeah.
I loved seeing the separation in Best of Both Worlds with those antimatter charges. I don't know what the heck they were supposed to be doing with those, but seeing the saucer shoot these like weird charges was pretty cool.
What, in Best of Both Worlds? I
Yeah.
never understood that. I guess, yeah, it says antimatter spread, but where were they launching from? Like,
Yeah,
I
they're
never.
watching from the saucer.
But what, is there just launchers on the front of the saucer to throw antimatter into space? I didn't know.
To me, it was like fireworks.
It was fireworks. Yeah, it was like.
It was like when you have a submarine movie and they like, okay, we're gonna launch countermeasures now. Just something to like throw them off.
Well, if you look at the Locutus, then turns the angle to the saucer section, right? So he's not looking at the battle section
Yeah, because
anymore.
there's all this fireworks.
The
happening.
fireworks, yeah.
Maybe they somehow use the phaser emitter strip to
Launch antimatter. I mean, maybe, yeah.
That's the only thing I can.
It was
remotely
beautiful. I
think
mean,
about.
I love the shot. I love it, but it's like, where is it coming from? I don't know. It's just
Seems to be
whatever.
coming from the phaser strips.
Yeah, that's what Patrick just said. It's coming from the strips. Yeah.
Well, at
Oh,
least
you
it's
said
not. It's not like the Derridex firing from its main deflector.
Well, at the top, that thing at the top, you mean that?
In the front of the nose. Of
Yeah.
The Derridex.
As much as I love Best of Both Worlds, and I do love it, I think the Borg were creepier in Q-Who because that first beam in when it's in the background out of focus was really well done, and also the cutting beam when it sliced like a piece of the hull out
through the saucer. Yeah.
That was just amazing. It was like, yeah, carving us up like a roast. I think that was in that episode.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Killer
18 people. It's always 18 people. 18 people. 18 people.
And they not only they actually used the tractor beam or something to push that piece of the ship into the Borg ship. They actually kept it.
They extracted a sample from the Enterprise. Yeah.
That's mean ass.
Toilet and all.
I mean, but that matte painting though is the same one they used in the Best of Both Worlds. That was a Sid Mead painting, the Borg ship.
I think they actually. You're talking about the inside of the ship.
Well, so that first shot of the inside of the ship is actually a matte painting, and you see Riker beam in on the right.
Yeah.
Right, kind of on one of the levels, but that's a complete matte paint. It's a huge matte painting.
I like it, even though you could tell it's a painting. I still love the painting.
No, it's beautiful. And then on the restored versions or the remastered versions, you have like smoke coming out of it. You got some CG Borg working around. They did a little bit to enhance it, a little bit. They didn't go nuts with it, which I liked. They just did a little enhancement.
So after we went to shopping, we were watching a little bit of Star Trek, me and Kristen, and she's more like a TOS fan above everything else. And I guess the versions I have are the remastered versions. And we were watching Ultimate Computer, and she's like, "What's going on with these special effects?" Because she likes the original effects. And you kind of get thrown out if you of the show when you see new shots.
Did you watch John's video? John did a whole video on it a couple days ago. Right?
No, I didn't see it. I have to watch
Yeah.
it.
Oh, then it's good that we didn't have our real show today.
After we watched a little bit of Star Trek, we ended up playing Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, and the second level, which is very helpful.
Cinnabon saying Timescape's energy transfer beam came from a random window. So you mean the beam going? I'm sorry, John.
I just found a picture that can confirm that.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Like it was the one going from the Enterprise to the. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
I always believe that it should have come from the deflector somehow, because of course the deflector can do that, but
Well, here's my question: If the deflector dish was taken off the Enterprise E, and then Worf blew it up with his line, "Assimilate this," how the heck did they get to the future?
Well, they didn't go to warp. It was a conduit, wasn't it?
it was a conduit.
Wouldn't they need the deflector dish to
For
generate the
warp.
conduit?
Well, I don't. I see what you're saying. To generate the conduit,
Also,
maybe
it was not the entire deflector that was taken off. Huh? It was just
the particle emitter. Yeah, whatever that is.
was part of the
They're
deflector.
turning it into an interplexing beacon, and we don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Borg technology. Diddle-ding.
But
Well, I took a look at the.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Mercer.
Oh no, I was just going to say that on the commentary for First Contact, all the time travel stuff, the writers just said we don't really care how they do time travel. Just get them in the past or get them in the future. They didn't even care enough to write an explanation. Anyway, what were you going to say, John?
I looked at the script for First Contact at the end, and Geordi says, "We've reconfigured our warp field to match the chronometric readings of the Borg sphere."
Right. Recreate the vortex, Jordy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
Well, in Descent, I think it was more of a deflector thing that opened the subspace conduit. But this was more of a time conduit. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all gobbledygook. It's all techno babble anyway. It doesn't mean anything. But I'm thinking of it's a really good question. What Cinema was saying too. The transfer beams. There's several episodes where there are transfer beams coming out, especially out of the Enterprise D. And I'm thinking of Sub Rosa. I'm thinking of the next phase. What's that?
Transferring ghosts.
Yeah, right, exactly. But on Sub Rosa, I think it's coming out kind of on the belly of the ship, like the secondary hull. I think it's coming from underneath. There's some kind of emitter down there, I was thinking. And then where's the tractor emitter supposed to be from? If you want to talk about that, where does that come from on the ship? You don't really know.
In Darmok, they made a mistake in the original version of the episode. They had the
phasers.
The phasers coming out of the torpedo bay.
Yeah, that was weird. It was weird.
And then they eventually changed it. But the one shot that I keep saying they never changed is in Ensigns of Command. When you see the ship approaching the Sheliak, it is really terrible. That shot of the Enterprise is the worst shot ever.
It's a different model or something, isn't it?
I think it's CGI.
A crummy model. I don't know about that. That's early if it is. I mean, it's
really
89. Early. I mean, maybe. You know.
But I think it's a terrible vector graphic CGI model. That's what I think it is. But I can't tell. It just looks terrible. Even in the remastered version, it just looks awful.
What else they did transfer beams?
The Sheliak was the same dude that played Armus, right? The Sheliak, the guy under the suit.
I think
Sheliak was the guy that played Armus.
We can brook no delay. We carry the membership.
What were they waiting for the Grizzellas? You know, they should have asked for a little more time. They should have asked for a little bit more time than 3 weeks because it might take a day or two to get them to board the transports. You know, it might take some time to do that. What is that from, John?
This one's from the next phase.
Right, and that's what I was thinking of, the next phase. It's coming from the belly, right? Kind of the bottom of the...
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of makes sense to me, though, right? I mean, I could see some kind of emitter down there somewhere. Near the warp core. It's right, yeah, near engineering. It's transferring power. Again, they play it loose with these kind of transfer beams, the tractor beams even. It's loose. It's, you know.
Why does the strut look a little weird? Like where the engine is, it almost looks like the engine is tilted. It's not on the strut. You see where the little blue lights are, the vertical lights are?
Yeah.
That looks like a different part. You notice that the strut kind of fans out a little bit? That's really odd. What episode is that? Next phase?
Next phase,
yeah.
Because they're transferring power to the Romulan ship.
I love that episode, The Next Phase. And people complain, oh, why aren't they walking through the floor? I don't care. I love that episode.
Yeah, that's
Every
good.
second of that episode. Except the actress that they got to play the transporter chief, she was awful. And she had a huge part in the episode. And she just could not act.
What was her name? Chief Bremler or something? What was her
Yeah,
name?
she just could not bring it. She just had no enthusiasm for her important role in the story.
What was O'Brien already gone at that point?
I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't get the guy. To
Well, he
show
wasn't
up.
there that week. Because Next Phase was season 5, wasn't it? It wasn't 6.
Yeah. Did you
Was
ever
it
see that
5?
comic
Was it
Yeah, I
strip?
think it was 5.
It was
Did you
5.
ever see that comic strip, O'Brien at work?
Yeah, just standing there.
Yeah, he's
No-
just standing there. He's waiting for a call. He's like, beam us directly to the surface. They're like, do you want to come down here so we can have a conversation? No. You can just beam us directly to the surface. We don't need to talk to you. I can really use some company. No, just beam us directly to the surface.
If they would have used the transporter room of O'Brien, then there wouldn't have been an episode. So
What did he say his favorite transporter room was in Emissary?
Number 3.
Number 3. It's just a transporter room, sir. Did they use 3 a lot? I guess they did.
I think they did, yeah.
That was the one they liked, yeah.
And Aramic's asking about the tractor beam.
He says, doesn't the tractor beam come from below the aft shuttle bay of the star drive? There's a... I know there's a... Right, there's an aft tractor beam. Like, there's that one. And that would be what, in the battle?
Yes.
But there's also one, I think, more towards the front of the secondary hull, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? That can kind of project forward. as
And they
opposed to
also had
pointing
a
backwards.
tiny tractor beam in the shuttle bay too when the ships
Yeah.
were coming in.
all
Yeah.
shuttle bays have their own tractor beam to help shuttles.
Yeah.
But
I
you don't see
honestly-
that after that much. That thing on the floor, right? The tractor beam. They don't show that too much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It just slowed down the storytelling. I think I was always not a big fan of Star Trek shuttles. I mean, they were good. They got the story told, but there was never anything cool about their design. It was kind of functional more than cool.
Well, the weird thing was, did they actually go to warp or not? Because you
I
had
got
warp
the impression
nacelles.
The shuttle pods could not go to warp, but the shuttle craft
Could, but you never really saw them at warp, which is the crazy thing. They're always traveling at impulse on the screen.
And
Right.
Did
Except
they
the
have
runabouts
a
did. I
whole
mean, they-
warp drive. Did they have a whole warp drive on those little shuttles?
Like, remember, yeah, when Picard and Wesley are going to Starbase 514, wherever it was, to get his heart transplant done.
The Enterprise should
They're
have.
not at warp, right? They're
Yeah.
just cruising an impulse in the
Yeah.
shuttle the
The
whole
Enterprise
time.
could have taken them there in 10 minutes, and then the Enterprise could have just said, "Let's take a 10-minute detour. We'll just
But-
go out."
You had these big blue warp nacelles on the belly of that shuttlecraft. You know what I mean? Like, you could just go to warp, engage. Like, let's get there. I know that the runabouts are pretty. They're always warping around. I mean, that makes sense.
They could
You
go
know.
like warp 4 or so, maybe 5 if you push them. But maybe I think 4 was their upper limit, which
Yeah.
is cool.
And the Voyager shuttlecraft did do some warping. I
don't
do
even
remember that.
We're not even talking about Voyager shuttlecraft. at this point. We're not even going to mention Voyager in their
Well, I'm not giving you anything spoilers or anything, but I mean, you see them. They have the cells, and they sometimes go to warp, which is what they're meant to do. But on TNG, they never did. They never went to warp. They're always cruising around at impulse.
Yeah, the Danube runabouts were up to capable of warp 5. Yeah.
I like the runabouts. I always did. That was a cool ship. I like those a lot.
And here we can see the more forward tractor beam.
And that's also from the battle, right, where
Yep.
it stops it. What else? I'm thinking of the game. I'm thinking of when he captures the Qatarian ship.
Mhm.
I'm thinking. What else did they use the shuttlecraft? I mean the tractor beam. Well, in Final Mission they used it, but that was the aft one again, to tow that garbage scow into the sun. I'm just thinking, when did they use the forward tractor beam? Sometimes you saw it just coming from the ship.
The one when they that moon that they were trying to.
The moon with the Q. The one with
Oh
Q.
yeah, Deja Q.
Deja
What-
Q.
Yeah. What episode started with the Enterprise destroying like an asteroid or a comet? Like the first shot was like them.
That's pretty cool. Picard's like, fire! And then yeah.
That was the Masterpiece Society,
No.
or was that
It
the one with
was-
the mud bath? What was that called with the mud?
Yeah, I think it was that one.
bath?
Maybe it was that one.
Half looks on a Troy's life or something.
No. It's cost of living. Cost of living.
Cost of living.
I think that's the one. But where Picard blows, and then these particles end up going into the saucer,
Yeah.
and they
That
mess
was a
some
cool
stuff
opening.
up.
That
Yeah,
was a cool opening.
because it's like action.
Yeah, you start out. Finally, you start out with a little bit of adrenaline.
Picard's like,
Most-
fire! Oh, what did I miss?
Most TNG episodes, it was like, we're fans, so we love it all. But like for most people, like TNG comes on, we're sleeping. It's like, oh, wow, we're gonna
Captain's
go
log.
visit somebody in their quarters and say hello.
We're delivering
haven't
experiment
reported to
modules.
the bridge on time.
Experiment modules.
You haven't reported to the bridge on time. Why are you late? Well, because I had to meditate for like I can imagine for people that are not fans, TNG is pretty damn boring.
Oh, just throw on any old thing. A cocktail party.
Worf, why were you late for coming to your quarters? Well, I get bored and I'm anxious and I can't show up to the bridge on time. That was like the level of how you begin a TNG episode.
I mean,
Here's
yeah.
another shot to muddle it a little bit more.
Let me see. That's a good one, and that almost looks like it's coming from the photon launcher area, though, right?
I think it's like coming from just above the torpedo launcher.
All right.
Just above the torpedo
Let me
launcher.
ask you
Okay,
something. If you look where 10 forward is in this picture,
Make that bigger.
that's a great picture, actually,
Right.
and that's the new model. That's the newer,
That's the
smaller
secret
model. Yeah,
That's
I
the
like that
secret
model.
but is there quarters all along this dark rim area before you get to is there those under 10 forward? Like there's no
So is 10
line-
forward on the bottom or the top? I always forget.
It's
Is
on
it
the
the
top. It's on the top. But
It's not the
I'm
bottom
talking
of the windows. It's not the.
No, the bottom.
Yeah, I think it's on the top.
No,
but-
the bottom.
No,
Those
the area that's lit up
bottom-
on the bottom. Isn't that it? Or no? I don't know.
No,
Deck
it's
9
not.
is the top one. Deck 10 is the other one. And 10
Okay,
forward is the
okay.
bottom of those two decks.
And that's why it's lit, I guess, in this model, right? To show you that that's 10 forward.
I don't know, dude. I think it's a top. I could be wrong.
Well, the shape of the window is
Just
kind of.
look at the shape of the
Yeah.
windows.
Yeah.
It's never the top.
Hmm.
The curvature of the struts and the windows is definitely the bottom
But
deck.
9 forward must look just as good as 10 forward. I mean, it must be the same kind of view. It's pretty much
Exactly.
just the opposite shape window. The window's going up instead of down or whatever. Down instead of up.
Precisely.
Oh man, I think 10 forward is at the top.
No. Well, hold on. Picard, hold on a second. No. Picard season 1. You have that long
Yeah, but that
shot
shot
that
is
pulls
not
away.
That shot is not
Shall
accurate.
we use
Oh, it's not
canon
accurate?
sources, please?
That's not
Oh, I'm
right.
sorry. Pardon me. I'm sorry. Okay. Picard's playing chess with Data and 10 forward. That's not canon. All right. I
It's
got
a
it.
dream anyway.
It's a dream. It's a dream. That's right. It doesn't exist. It's not canon. It's a dream.
Universe probably has 70 decks in there anyway.
70 decks. Okay. That's a good question. Where's that in Star Trek 5? Where is that room where they have the big ship's wheel, that lounge or
Hold on, be right
whatever?
back. I gotta get some drink. I gotta get a drink.
John, do you know where that room is? Because I don't know where that room is supposed to be.
Oh, with the ship's wheel?
Yeah, with the ship's wheel and they spend a lot of the movie in there. I mean, it's got these big windows. Where is it?
I kind of assume it's in the Enterprise A's equivalent of 10 forward.
But is it
It's
on
not a
the?
lounge, but I think it's on the front of the saucer.
So you think it's in the front of the saucer? Okay, because okay, I thought it was maybe behind because they have those windows kind of behind, but they're moving forward in space and the stars are going that way. So I guess it's got to be on the front,
Yeah, because you can see them approaching the Great Barrier
right?
in the windows.
We never see it again. That room, right? I mean, that's the only time we have that set.
Because
is
that's
in
part
5.
of the dream.
It's part of the. Okay. All right. It's a dream. Oh man. It's a pretty detailed. Listen, if it is a dream, that's a pretty detailed dream that Kirk had. Okay.
One of the things I always liked about Star Trek is how as they got later in the series, they started really defining some of the terms. Like before, they would just use the word quadrant just to say, "Hey, it's somewhere," But quadrant is now like, okay, it's in this corner, this quarter of the galaxy, alpha,
Yeah.
beta. Like eventually, they actually defined quadrants and sectors.
In this quadrant.
Yeah, but they used to just use it just like, oh, they're close by. Like we're the only ship in the quadrant, even though like we're on Earth.
So Robert's saying, okay, in the menagerie we saw a shuttlecraft traveling at warp. I mean, it was moving fast to try to catch the Enterprise, and it ran out of fuel. But it's hard to tell in TOS because you never really see any warp effect, even from the Enterprise, right? The streaking stars and whatever. But I get it; they were traveling very fast to catch the Enterprise, which was moving at warp. I could see that. And then Aravik says, I think the shuttle that carried Picard and Wesley back to Earth went to warp. When did Picard and Wesley go back to Earth?
Never.
Aravik, I'm trying to remember
Final
that.
mission? Was that Final Mission?
But no, Final Mission, they were with Durgo.
Okay.
And the shuttle blew up, and then they crash landed on the moon.
Samaritan Snare?
Samaritan Snare is when they went to Starbase 5-3, whatever, and he got his heart transfer.
Aravik got mistaken and typed to Earth, but...
So Aravik meant the Starbase, okay. But you don't. Okay, they could have been at warp, but you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? They're just the red impulse engine is on the back of the shuttle, and they're just floating towards the planet. Like you don't see them streaking.
Yeah.
With star streaking.
And Aravik now says no when Picard had that heart surgery, but that is the one with that starbase.
Right, Samaritan Snare. Which is again, that would have been a perfect example of the shuttle being at warp. And it had big warp engines, blue ones at the bottom, those big nacelles sitting right there on the bottom of the shuttle, and they never used them. I don't know.
And Wesley was not going to the academy; he was going to that starbase to do an entrance exam.
Was it an exam? Okay.
Or something about that. It wasn't the
Something.
academy itself.
Are you talking about the first duty?
Samaritan Snare.
Oh, okay.
When Picard and Wesley are in a shuttle for the whole episode.
By
Eating
the way-
sandwiches.
And I completely understand Aravik because I have made that mistake myself before.
No, it looks like Earth. I mean, it's like a blue sky, and you see that matte painting of them at the starbase. I mean,
Yep.
but that same matte painting they use for every alien planet. The first few seasons of Star Trek.
We could sell you
Vancouver.
quantum torpedoes, a little more expensive, but worth it. I love the sound of quantum torpedoes. It's just they said they have a little bit more oomph to the sound that they use.
I like the torpedoes, the motion picture ones, whether it's the streak, the light streaks out of them. Like the Klingon ones. Those are my favorite.
Oh yeah.
It was always weird to me that the torpedoes were actually physical objects, because when they're in space, they just look like red sparks of energy or something.
Well, the Romulans have those plasma torpedoes. Remember the
Yeah. But like the Federation torpedoes are actually physical torpedoes.
physical, but they look red. Yeah.
Well, it's not called a photon torpedo for nothing.
Yeah, but those Klingon ones are the best. They sparkle. I love it.
Dude, one of the things I really loved about Enterprise, and I said this before, is how they almost designed every inch of that ship. And I really love how everything looked primitive, but the actual design, the people that made the show worked hard. Like the example is the torpedo launcher in the weapons bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That they used in like the second episode, where you see the torpedoes actually being
It
launched.
goes on the floor, kind of goes in
the
underneath.
floor.
Yeah.
And I just, they're on these little tracks. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just some really good set design. And of course, you had the famous shot where Reed is, trying to do target practice, and all of a sudden Archer just slides down the steps, and he's like, "What's going on?" Like, "What's up?" It's a great shot.
No, Enterprise had very good sets.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't really like were those, at the beginning were the LCD monitors with just some buttons glued on to the battles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I know.
But I like in season 4 they transitioned to more of the oranges and reds, and they kind of lined up more with like TOS bridge. They were trying to really make it come together. A little bit of continuity there
And
towards the
even
end.
transporter room looked like a TOS transporter room near the end.
Yeah, they were slowly getting there.
Yeah, when Emery Erickson came on board,
I hated that episode. I hated that. I don't like it at all.
By the way,
but they installed that better console at that time.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But even the redesign of the Defiant, that they really made it feel like it was TOS. They did a great job on bringing the TOS Defiant back. The sets not only for the bridge but for the hallways and the even the stuff you never saw, like the Jeffries tubes. They were amazing.
So you're saying that the bridge set they have on Star Trek Strange New Worlds doesn't look the same as TOS?
You can't help yourself.
I mean, it's pretty close, I thought, right? I mean, it's got this big window in the front, but I don't know. I mean, besides that, it's close, right?
Look at dignify that with a response.
It's like 3 times the size of the Enterprise bridge. Let's be honest, right? It's at least twice the size or 3 times the size. It's got to be.
That's the one thing I don't like about Voyager's bridge is that it's huge, but it's like wide. It's not long. Like it's wide from starboard to port. You know what I mean?
Well, it's bigger than the Sutherland's bridge.
It's a very strange looking. I don't even think the Voyager's bridge is symmetrical. I don't know for sure, but I don't like it.
Well, it has those conference rooms on either end too. You got the ready room on one end.
It's symmetrical, except for the.
Robert saying TOS is on Me TV.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's not completely symmetrical because next to Tuvok is a turbo lift, and next to Kim is a hallway. If I'm not mistaken.
Elan of Troyes is the episode. That's a great episode. I like that one.
Yeah.
The Dolmen of Elas.
I need some anaerobic metabolites suspended in a hydrosaline solution. What would you possibly want with that? They're not going to drink it, are they? I love that. They just asked, they're not going to drink it, are they? That's one of my favorite episodes just because it's so different. To the card, I think it's called.
But then how is Wayun allowed to just hang out on the station, like at the end?
Because he was there on negotiations.
I guess that's true. They were negotiating peace at that point or something. Were they? I mean, because he's just hanging out, like he's just there with the entertainment chamber. Like, this is the head of your enemy government. Oh, he's just hanging out. He's just okay. We're lay in the chamber.
Well, they wanted to have peace, so they gave him some leeway where he could walk around the station.
I guess so.
Double.
What was that, John?
He was negotiating with Kai what you leave behind.
Kai, what you leave behind. That's right.
What you leave behind.
That's right. I must have left it behind. I forgot that. That's it.
That captain's log at the end is so good.
It's like a breath of fresh air has come through an old musty house.
And
the house.
Must destroy the house. But I love how like everybody felt good because of what Jake and Nog did for them.
Yeah.
Like Kira could give a speech and everybody's clapping, and Worf is like listening to his cool music. You know, that's the little details. It's and I love the shot where the only person that's not happy is Lita. She's like looking everywhere and she can't find it. You know?
Well, she's looking for Kukulaka. She can't find it.
Looking for it everywhere. She's the only one at the end log that's not happy.
Kukulaka.
Lita stole it from me. I want it back.
It was cute.
I was watching The Reckoning recently too. Like, this is interesting. Sisko always rejected or tried to distance himself from being the emissary. He never leaned on that role. He never exerted much influence, a little bit here and there, but he didn't use it. The one time he says to Kai Wynn, "The prophets are telling me to do something," she doesn't listen to him. She's like, "No, I don't care what you have to say. I want the stone back." Like, The one time he's like, they're talking to me and they're telling me to do something, and they don't listen. And I always found that really interesting. Like, it's like
Speaking of the reckoning,
She was just.
she was so jealous. I mean, it's
Yeah.
speaking of the reckoning,
yeah.
in the season 2 teaser trailer for Picard season 2, you see that stone tablet in Picard's house.
Mhm.
I have no idea why, and I still don't think they gave an explanation for it.
I'm sure they have no idea why either.
See, you have no faith, John.
In the producers of New Trek? No, I don't.
John, you gotta have faith. Gotta have faith.
Of the heart?
Faith in the heart.
Eric brings up a good
I gotta
point.
tell you, that's what brought Enterprise to. I mean, before Enterprise was even going, the theme song alone it's such a huge deal. It was a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Eric says Cisco accepted his role when the fake emissary from the past came through the wormhole.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. But when did he ever say, the prophets are telling me to do something, or I feel like they're guiding me here, or I feel like we should do this? Never. He never did, except one time. And she says, "Nah, I don't care what you have to say. No, we're doing it my way."
Yeah, but
Emissary.
she was jealous, just like you said, because they
Right.
never spoke to her.
They never, and she said that line in the episode. She goes, "I don't know. I've never spoken to them. They never spoke to me directly." She said, and yeah,
And that they chose the non-Bajoran to speak to. Yeah, that's insult to injury.
but I wonder how Opaka knew that he was coming. Like, did she have an orb experience or something? She must have had a vision that foretold Cisco's coming. How did she know he was the emissary? How did they know?
Of course
She
she did.
grabs his ear.
She
Well,
grabbed his ear.
but even the Ranjan, even the priest or whatever, at the beginning of the episode, was trying to get him to come, right?
Because they were true believers, so they have spoken to the prophets.
But it's like did she send the memo out? Okay, listen, when this guy comes to the station, have him report to the surface. Commander, it is time.
That dude, yeah, she had that dude with the beard.
With the beard, the white beard, exactly. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Or like undercover or something.
It's like, yeah, how did she know? I mean, she must have had an orb experience or something. They must have kind of shown her what or who he was, or who he was going to be. Eric said maybe she had Pa Wraith knowledge. I don't think Opaka. No way.
Baka, no.
And why didn't they go visit her either? This always bothered me too.
Win definitely.
They could have visited her for consultations. She wasn't dead, right?
True.
I mean,
But it wasn't really her. I mean, she just kept being like revived and dying and then revived.
interesting. So you think he really wasn't her fully? It was just a
Yeah.
reanimated version of her. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the episode in a long time, but
Was it Battle Lines or something?
it's a good
yeah.
episode. I just haven't seen it in a while.
I like Jonathan Banks. He did a good job in that episode. The Ennis and the
Who
Noel
was
Ennis.
the name of the businessman in past tense that Dax was it Brenner?
Yeah, Channel
Chris
90.
Brenner. Yeah.
And who was the guy, the regular everyman guy that got onto the net? What was his name?
Webb?
Webb. Was it Webb? Was that his name? Webb? Was it really Webb?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And greetings, Jay. Good to see you.
Hey, Jay, how are you?
Hey, Jay.
Good to see you. It's been a
And
while.
where's Vice President?
Still in the penal colony.
It's his yard hour. Yeah, he's he's walking around the yard right now. He's doing a job for the Federation.
He's in solitary.
I am
He's a
doing
solitary.
job for the Federation.
He's using a laser on some kind of wire or something. That's what he's doing. He's doing something.
I loved when Sci-Fi Debris reviewed Caretaker. He just couldn't get over Janeway's walk in the beginning of that episode, like her little duck walk, because
Yeah.
she got her hands behind her back. And she
Her
walked-
hands were like tied behind her back. It looked
yeah,
like.
and
Yeah.
she's, like, walking like a little duck, like clank, 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 like a penguin.
Wow.
She was stiff. But she kept saying the producers kept messing with her. Like they kept messing with her walk, her talk, the way her hair was, the way she stood. Like they kept giving her all these pointers. She got fed up after a while. She goes, "Guys, let me just do this," and they finally did. And she relaxed a lot after season 3, 4.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like at first they
that's
kept nitpicking her
I mean-
to death.
And that's probably why the original actress didn't work, because they kept nitpicking her. And,
You know, I never thought of that. I never thought about that.
yeah.
That's actually interesting.
They probably should have just let Mulgrew do. Mulgrew is a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
I saw Remo Williams, and she was great. So, yeah, they should have just let her be.
You see her. I mean, she's much better in season 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I mean, she literally lets her hair down. She gets rid of the Janeway bun. You know, she's much more relaxed.
I did like the scene. I liked what they were going for by appealing to her femininity when she got a call in the middle of the night from that Romulan, and she was trying
Telek Grimoire.
She was trying to plead with him, Ron Armstrong. She was trying to plead with him to, help them out, even though they're enemies. That was a good scene.
That was good. She was in her nightgown or whatever, and she was talking from her quarters. Yeah, I mean, that was interesting.
They wanted to actually appeal to her, like her mentor, aspect as a female mentor.
Aravic said, I just watched the episode where Keiko gets possessed by a Pa Wraith. Poor O'Brien had to suffer on his birthday, no less. Yeah, that was the assignment.
O'Brien has been suffering ever
E-Char.
since.
Ever since he killed E-Char, he hasn't been.
E-Char.
Well,
actually, she was pretty slick, that Pa Wraith. I mean, she didn't speak in like prophet way of speaking. Usually the prophets say, the Cisco has a task to complete, or the road is hard, or your emissary faltered. She talks like a normal villain, which is interesting. She doesn't speak.
Here's something that people bring up all the time in the siege of AR-558 or whatever that was called. Technically, couldn't they have just used like a phaser with a wide beam and just killed everybody in one shot? Remember how Riker said, "Oh, this phaser will just take out the entire."
I've said that so many times.
Yeah. Why use like little crappy little bolts because it makes for a better scene. That's really the only reason.
Phaser, wide beam. It will destroy half a city block.
Yeah. Use that in the siege of AR-558.
Freddy Jeopnerdy.
And although
for dramatic reasons,
I like the Houdinis as an idea, but it was almost like the story was good enough that it almost didn't need the Houdinis as a plot element.
Well, that was the vehicle to get Nog's leg.
No. Nog got shot.
Oh, that's true. Nog did get shot. You're right.
Houdinis were like these mines.
The mines that were in the corridor there.
The idea was that they would get rid of a lot of the original, the first batch of soldiers that they were going to fight. That was the whole point of the Houdinis.
It was cool at the end, though, when they decloaked them and they were literally all around him. Like, that was pretty...
It's almost like what I'm getting at is that it almost seems like, how we were talking about Journey to Babel, like how there was almost like one or two too many plot elements.
Yeah.
The Houdinis almost seemed like, okay, it's another cool thing, but it's almost not needed,
Yeah, it's gratuitous at that point.
The whole reason they include the Houdinis was for the line, Esri said later, where we thought these were this terrible weapon and now we're using them against the Jeopnerdy.
Yeah. I mean, but it was almost like another plot element that they just tacked on. Oh, by the way, the set for that communications array was awesome. You think they were going to, they'd use it again because they built like a 3-story set for that communication array. And when you see it at the end when Worf is talking to Cisco, when he comes back and he's like, "This is a great victory." You see the communications array, and it's just like awesome looking set that's literally like 3 stories tall.
When you're on stage 16, right? That's pretty much Planet Hell. They just built it there.
It was either 2 or 3 stories tall, but it was because they were on like the second level, and the array was huge. And you almost think, why not use it again in another episode? I also like some of the dog fighting in Once More Onto the Breach. Was that the Klingon one? Where they had
Oh,
ships
yes.
flying in
I
and
think Blaze of Glory. No, is it?
no siege. Once More Onto the Breach when they were trying to do their cavalry raid. I can't say that phrase.
Cavalry Raid. Yeah.
I can't say that phrase. It's too hard for me to say. When they were bombing those like bases, and you see them in the atmosphere as they decloak and they
Yeah.
spin.
No, that was pretty cool. You're right. That was
Yeah,
really really good CG work.
yeah. And then you see them going into orbit, and the Galler class ship is following them and trying to shoot some of their ships down. Very Star Wars ish.
Hmm.
Welcome, Brother Jay.
Hello.
Hello, Jay.
Oh,
How you doing?
hey Jay, how are you?
I could have be better, I'm telling you.
Well, it's good to hear your
Been
voice. We haven't
fighting
heard you in a
some
while.
health
Good to hear
issues.
from you. I know that you said that you
I've
had
been
problems.
I've
I'm
been
glad.
fighting some health issues.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, I got some health issues coming up too, so I know what you mean.
But I got some good reports this week.
That's
My
good.
kidney function is doing a little better, and I've lost 16.4 pounds, so
Wow.
that will help the diabetes.
Hmm.
And my lungs are better, so it's a slow beginning,
Slow and steady wins the
but it's
race.
the beginning.
It's
Yep.
only scary when you hear about the limitations of the body and all the different parts. Like even if they're on the mend, you're always kind of reminded about how limited they are. In terms of you know, I don't know what I'm trying to get
Hmm.
at. It's humbling to know that.
Well,
Jay,
mm,
are you talking? We can't hear you. Did you say something?
uh-uh.
Oh, that's okay. Thought you were going to say something. We didn't hear you.
You
Mm-mm.
said well, and
You said,
then
well, and then we just heard background noise. Okay.
I was just agreeing.
Oh,
it's not agreeing well.
well,
You can hear that from far away. Holy crap! Let me cut that off. Is
what do
that
we
better? Is
hear? What are we hearing? Yeah, it's better. What was it?
that better?
Yeah, but
Yep.
what was it?
It's my. It's on YouTube. My gas heater video that I listen to go to sleep.
So you
It
put on
relaxes me.
a audio recording of a gas, like a propane heater or something, or a kerosene heater?
Yeah, it reminds me of my house. I slept next to a gas heater, and the sound of it always helped me go to sleep.
Wow, isn't that amazing? You can find anything on YouTube nowadays, huh? That's really amazing. You can
Yep.
hear white
You
noise
you
or
you
green
could
noise.
find like arcade noises from the 80s, or you could go find arcade noises from the
Mm-hmm.
90s, and they're two totally different kinds of noises.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 90s, they were incorporating more real sounds, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
the games were
samples,
whereas in the 80s it was all beeps and buzzes and that kind of thing.
beeps
Beeps
and
and
bloops.
bloops.
Yeah, I sometimes listen
I
to like
love
a log
looking
cabin.
up old 70s commercials.
Oh,
They're
those are
jingles,
fun.
you know?
Yeah, they have like loops of them, right? You can play 30-minute chunks of all
Yeah.
the 1970s commercials. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but the one
Mm-hmm.
I find
Y'all
relaxing, the sound
remember, Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom theme song. I finally found that, but it wasn't on YouTube. It was like on Daily Motion or something. I can't remember the site, but man, that was a song that brought back memories. I remember watching Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom.
That was on what, on the ABC or something? The about the animals, right? With a
I think it was ABC. I'm
Okay.
not sure. It was Merlin Perkins or something,
Okay.
and his assistant,
Mm-hmm.
the one that actually was out there with the animals. Now, sometimes Perkins would be out there, but Jim was the one that was there the most. After him was The Wonderful World of Disney, I think, or something like that.
Like Saturday morning stuff, right? Where it was like yeah, I guess.
I think wasn't it on Sundays, The Wonderful World of Disney? I'm not sure.
Could have been.
But yeah, I used to watch all that.
Was that what they play a movie? Like a Disney movie?
Wow.
What's wrong?
Sometimes it was a movie. Sometimes it was like I want to say like an almost like Lassie. It reminded me of the Lassie years when she was on her own after the Ranger, and it reminded me of that. They had some TV shows of the Wonderful World of Disney where it would be outdoor stuff. That was cool.
Yeah. Quality television. Some would say.
Yeah. After
like Starfleet
cartoons, we
Academy.
had to get the heck out of the house so my daddy could watch his westerns, and then me and him would watch the wide world of sports.
Well, by the way, I do have Star Trek news. I forgot to mention earlier. They are going through with their Con series, but it's not a TV show. It's like a podcast. It's a story about Con. Did you read about that?
A podcast, yeah.
I didn't think it was serious. I mean, are they really going forward with that? I didn't think that was.
It's written by Nicholas Meyer, and it's actually going to be a
Yes.
episodic. And they cast their Khan today. I forget the guy's name, but they have the actor that's going to be voicing Khan.
It's not Cumberbatch.
Nope.
No, it's not. It's not multiple.
He was in Lost.
He was in Lost, and he also was in Heroes.
So this is where he's marooned on SETI Alpha, and he's giving like a diary of something of some sort, right? Or what is it?
Yeah, it's probably like those novels. Do you remember those novels, The Rise and Fall of
It's
Khan?
right after.
Right after what?
It was right after he was stranded.
Okay. So he's still with his wife, McGivers. McGivers.
I shall leave.
Yeah, they've already casted her too.
Huh.
I just can't remember who they casted in her place, but it was something
A superior woman.
And I'm still confused about Joachim and Joachim. I'm still so confused about that whole thing. Don't even get me started about that.
It's got to be the same guy, right? There's no way it could be.
That's what I think.
It's got to be
That's
the
what I
same dude. Let's just accept it. He just mispronounced it. That's all.
And then there's always the same guy from the Phoenix who never got paid to do Wrath of Khan. I feel so bad for him. His agent, really screwed him up. Because he was a good actor. He was a unique actor.
That was his agent's mistake.
Yeah,
He
that's what-
heard him wrong, and he told them, "No, he doesn't want anything."
So he never got paid a dime, right? Is that is that true that he never got paid to do that part?
Well, he did get credited. I don't know if he.
He got paid. He just didn't get credit.
That's crazy.
Because they have to
You
pay
think
you.
the
There's minimum
SAG
wages. They have to
You
pay
think
scale.
the SAG would make sure he got credit too, or the SAG would make sure that he got credit too, right?
It's optional. You don't have. I mean, I think an actor can choose not to be credited. How many actors are in things that are not credited? They choose not to be sometimes.
Good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
You know, so it's a choice. Or they have top billing, or they have the back of the episode. If they're a guest star.
But yeah, you're right. There are some actors that just don't get paid.
I don't remember him being in anything. He was the first time I ever saw him in anything until I think it was after Con that he did Phoenix.
It was around the same time. I
Could
don't
be
know if Con
mistaken.
came first, but it was like 1982 or 3. If it was after Con, it was right after Con that he did the Phoenix. And then he did TNG. He did an episode of TNG.
Right.
Which one are you talking
Where-
about? Symbiosis? That one?
Yeah,
That guy?
Symbiosis.
He was in
Well,
Voyager.
David.
too.
Oh, yeah, that's
Was
right. He
he
was in
Voyager?
Voyager. Yeah.
I don't remember that. Of course, I don't watch Voyager.
Yeah, he played a Romulan. He
right. Was that
stole the
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
Was that message in the bottle?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
watch that episode. I thought that Andy Dick was terrible in that episode. He was trying way too hard to be funny.
Oh, I liked him.
I just
To
really-
know
I-
him is to love him. Is to know him.
I just thought he was
Breathing down my neck.
I just thought he was trying way too hard to be funny. And
My
he wasn't
breathing is
funny.
merely a simulation. So is my neck. Stop it anyway.
Yeah, that was a funny scene.
I love that episode.
Yep.
Do you know I have not seen one Star Trek episode or movie in like 3 months?
You got to
Why?
rectify that. Or you could watch Knight Rider with us.
Yeah, we're watching Knight Rider. But you have Pluto.
Well,
Didn't you tell me you watch it on Pluto every day? You got the
I
different channels?
can't
Yeah.
say on live. I can't say on live.
No, I understand. I
can say
got
it after we get off.
Right.
But
I
there
understand.
is a reason why I haven't been able
Okay.
to.
All right, I understand.
But something has changed in my life.
Okay.
Well, I understand that. I mean, everybody's. My life is changing. Every day.
I mean, you're not in a penal colony with Mr. VP, are you? In New Zealand? They didn't put you
Well,
out
it's a
there.
good
did they?
thing.
Okay, good.
A very good thing.
Okay.
So I've been really busy.
Well,
Good.
that's good. I thought maybe you got lost in the Bermuda Triangle.
So busy that I haven't been able to see any Star Trek.
Okay.
Is the Bermuda Triangle still a threat? I haven't heard anything about it in years. Is that still a thing that they have to worry about?
I mean, don't cruise ships go through there every day? Like, I don't know.
I
mean,
have
maybe.
not heard any disappearances from the Triangle since the 90s.
Yeah, that's the thing. It hasn't been a thing.
Since the invent of GPS.
And drones.
And drones, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the only thing that we've gone missing is that one flight of
The Malaysia flight.
Airlines.
Yeah, that's still
But
real
I
weird.
still think that's just landed
That's
on
true, Eric.
island. It's a real life lost plane.
I didn't even watch Section 31.
It's amazing. It's a highly
Well,
anticipated
don't worry.
special movie event.
The special movie event we're going to be watching soon.
Yeah, it's really good
Together.
stuff.
We're
Great
gonna try to do it
action,
together.
great story.
I haven't seen it yet either, and I promised Omni I would see it
Yeah.
on a few conditions. And
I'm
then,
sorry for you.
I
Don't
felt
make
like-
me throw up.
It's really, really interesting. Has a lot of ramifications to the Star Trek universe.
Do yourself a
Thought
favor,
provoking.
don't watch it.
Do yourself a favor and don't act like one.
Have they got their fingers tied around their back?
What do you mean? What we're saying? Yes, I'm being sarcastic, 100%. Yes.
Their fingers crossed? I
Fingers
think they're
crossed.
lying.
Yes.
I've seen it, Jay, and you definitely don't need to.
Of course, he does work for Paramount, though.
Exactly. I have to do my job. I mean, right? I mean, I'm getting evaluated on this. It's important. But I'll tell you this, though. I mean, it doesn't.
Hey, did you hear
doesn't make
that
you ill.
Star Wars? The rumor is Star Wars is up for sale.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
I never heard that. I just heard that they don't know what they're going to do with it.
Let's sell it back to George Lucas.
You think they should?
They probably won't.
Well,
I mean,
a investment group told a magazine or newspaper reporter that they were contacted by somebody high up in Disney if they would like to invest in Star Wars, buy it. And we don't know if it was the entire franchise, TV rights, or what, but they declined. They said, we don't want something that's broken.
These are unsubstantiated rumors.
Well, the rumor last week that Kathy was retiring, and that didn't pan out. So,
Oh,
I
no.
believe it when it happens.
No, because she didn't like that everybody was liking it real well that she was quitting. So she said, well, I'll just stay just in for that, as revenge. She's an ass anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that franchise. I remember back in 2016 or something, they said that they were going to. The original
I
idea
wish
was,
that man would go away.
yeah, they were going to make a Star Wars movie every year.
Every year,
They were-
I remember that.
Right,
Yep.
and they mentioned during that time period. This is before things went down, that even many years in the future, like meaning I would die and there'd be Star Wars movies that I would never see because my life would be over. Like that made me sad. Like the idea that somebody would be watching a Star Wars movie that I would, because I've seen them all for the most. Like not now, I haven't seen the Acolyte or anything or Skeleton Crew, but at the time, I'd seen them all opening night, and the idea that there'd be Star Wars films that I would never see made me really sad. Now I just don't care. Like the it's weird the way that happens.
Right.
sure.
Well, did you know that Star Wars, Disney bought Star Wars for $4 billion.
Crazy,
And
right?
they spent at least almost $3 billion for all the movies and the series that they have made so far of the franchise. They have not made up
$7 billion.
the, uh, the, uh, 7 billion. The, uh, the, uh, the amount of money that they have bought it for. 7 billion. 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 7 bil It's a failure.
Because they're pissing off their fans. I mean, it's obvious. And same thing Star Trek is doing. And they keep trying to justify it, and they're doubling down on it and trying to do it again. They're not listening.
Yep.
No one's listening. They're just trying to push an agenda, and garbage keeps coming out of there. A couple of bright spots. I liked Rogue One. I liked some of these series. The Mandalorian, Andor looks pretty good. There's a few bright spots, but most of it's not bright. Most of it's pretty bleak. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, Solo was a flop, big one. The Last Jedi, forget about it. That was horrible. That was a big flop. They're still talking about how bad that was today. I mean, even the last one too.
The Last Jedi is what really did it. It split the fan base, and back when Force Awakens came out, people were enthusiastic about Star Wars.
I left the theater enthusiastic after that movie. It actually felt good. Yeah.
By the time the Rise of Skywalker came out, nobody cared about Star Wars. That's how much
they killed it. And we thought the prequels were bad. We thought the prequels were terrible.
They're looking a lot better now.
They look like beautiful. They look like, oh wow, look at this, and compared to what we're getting now.
The only thing that I have liked out of the Disney Star Wars franchise is the scene from Kenobi where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight. That is
good.
It out of the entire franchise of the new Disney. Out of all of it.
And it cost $7 billion to get there.
To say I only liked one thing.
And not the
entire series of Obi-Wan.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, it cost $7 billion to get to that point, to get a scene that you like. That's amazing. Although they did do Darth Vader's voice really good in Kenobi, I have to say that AI James Earl Jones was spot on. It was better than James Earl Jones. Like it was great. I don't know how they did it, but it really sounded good.
I agree with that.
It's just
I thought that was his voice, his last talking thing.
That was AI complete. And I wonder, and Mercer, you may know this. Who read the lines? Was it what's his name? The guy who played Anakin. Was it him or no?
I'm not sure. The impression I got was
Hayden Christensen. Was it him or no?
They used phrases that
James Earl Jones
said. They used phrases from all of his performances, not just from Star Wars, and they assembled those lines.
But they sound perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. But you saying it's assembled? I thought somebody was reading into a microphone and it transformed the voice into Darth Vader.
I didn't hear that, but that's possible.
Okay.
It did sound good, though, but they also gave him some killer dialogue.
You were warned!
He sold his voice right to Disney.
Did you guys ever see a movie called The Congress? Did you guys ever see that? It came out in the mid-2000s, in the teens. And it had Robin Wright, and the idea was that she was playing herself. She was playing like a fictionalized version of herself, and she was giving away, just kind of like what James Earl Jones did. She was giving away the rights to use her appearance, where they could use what she looked like as an actress, not her voice, but in this movie, it was what she looked like and her voice. In perpetuity, like she would no longer be in any movies, but this company that was making movies would be able to use her appearance in using AI to create her performances. And it was a very prophetic movie in terms of that concept, because it came out long before they were.
If she did, she got a lot of money for it.
The point is that it was a movie. That's the premise of the movie. It's not a real story, But if you watch the trailer for the movie, you'll see. That's the premise of the movie, was that she was trying to cure her son of some disease, and to do so, she decided, I'm not going to act in any more films, but they could still use me as an actress. They just do it with a computer. So there's a scene where she goes into like a dome, and they scan every portion of her body into a computer. I mean, this is a science fiction movie, and it was very strange. Look for the trailer online. It's called The Congress. Beyond that, I don't know what the movie's about because there's a lot more to the film, and I tried watching it and I can't figure it out. It's a very, very trippy movie. I don't know. You see it on there? Do you see it on
No. Hayden Christensen did reprise his role as Darth Vader, physical Darth Vader.
Physically, he did, yes. I just thought maybe he read into the microphone and gave those inflections. That gave the AI something to work with. Somebody had to read into the computer something.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I didn't actually read about that.
Yeah. Because I liked it. I thought it was really a well done, version of James Earl Jones.
He just it helped that he had some pretty badass lines.
Yeah.
Sister, third sister.
Is somebody sleeping?
Grand Inquisitor.
Is Patrick sleeping?
Not really.
Well,
but I am having moments that I'm starting to fall asleep, but not really. So sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine.
I just thought I just wanted to make sure you're all right.
No, I'm still here. But I also have that when I look down, then my breathing.
Is that kind of like ED?
ED?
I don't know what that is.
Explain.
Explain, please. What is ED?
I feel like we're in a commercial or something. Why don't you explain it to us, Jay?
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh,
and there's a medicine that can help you with that. Most major insurance will cover.
No, it's just part of time zone differences. It's TD, time zone difference.
Oh, TZ, got it. Okay, time zone.
TZD.
TZ, okay. The Enterprise D, yeah. That's the ED. That's right, Arabic. Yeah.
Nope. The A, B, C.
The fat one.
Hey, how do you call fat?
No, the Enterprise. He said the Enterprise D. Isn't that what they called it in Picard?
I know.
The chunky one. What did they call it? The fat one. The chunky one. What was it?
You and your non-canon shows.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Star Trek Picard again.
The Big D is what they called it. The Big D.
They called it the Big D? Okay. That's it.
Dude, on a separate note, I'm so excited that I'm spending more time with Kristen. She's a really cool person.
Hey, it's great, man. That's it. God bless you.
I think it's gonna go somewhere. I mean, because she kind of told me today that she likes me, and
oh, that's great.
Yeah, and I'm kind of still taking it slow because I don't want to. What I'm trying not to do is cheapen it by using
Red alert. When they say they like you, they're up to something.
Yeah, but I just don't want to cheapen it by having to put a label on it because labels are what I'm saying. Like,
you could take her to the Arboretum if you like, all right, but no holodecks for right now. All right, stay out of the holodecks. Just go to the Arboretum, take some long walks, and that's it.
Yeah.
Don't do what Jordy did, right? Got Christy on the beach with the stupid violin player. Don't do any of that, all right? Skip all that.
No, but she's definitely a good person. She's really.
Oh, she was a hottie.
Who's that?
The girl on the holodeck, I think he's talking about.
Oh, Christy Henshaw, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
Christy.
Yeah.
Chrissy. She was the girl in the holodeck.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was in a movie with Michael J. Fox, and she had a frontal nudity scene.
Oh, my.
Really? Oh, my. I didn't know that. Which movie was that?
I'm going to look it up. What movie was that? Is it on Netflix? Can I watch it right now? Which one is
Research.
It's called Doc Hollywood.
Oh, Doc Hollywood. I remember that movie. That was a good movie.
I never saw it, but I heard of it.
It was free on YouTube last month.
Doc Hollywood? Yeah. He's like a New York City doctor or something. He gets stuck in the country, some country town, and he ends up liking it and becomes their town doctor, right?
No, not
That's-
Dr.
that's-
Brown.
That sounds like the premise for Arachnophobia, where the guy is a doctor from New York City. He goes out to the country, and he's a new doctor, but everyone starts dying of spider poison.
I like Cocktail. That was a good one. Actually, Tom Cruise makes good movies. I mean, think of it. I mean,
He
Michael
wants
J.
to be a
Fox too.
plastic surgeon,
Michael J. Fox, The Secret of My Success. That wasn't bad either.
and George Hamilton is in it near the end.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, since Gene Hackman passed away,
I
I've
know.
heard that well, Gene Hackman was awesome. I didn't know this before, but they offered Hackman the role of
That was
Jessup
sad.
in A Few Good Men. They offered him the role of Jessup in A Few Good Men,
Yeah.
and he might be the only actor beside Nicholson that I can picture playing Jessup. That's how good Hackman is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They're like Nicholson was perfect as Jessup,
Mhm.
but the only guy I could picture doing it,
Right. The next best thing would have been Gene Hackman. Yeah.
Hackman. So yeah, that's a really good call.
They were dead for 9 days before they were found.
Really?
What happened? Was it carbon monoxide or something? They said.
No,
What was
no,
it?
there was some kind of the positions are wrong. It wasn't carbon monoxide. There was something going on.
There's something
They
fishy
don't
going
know
on?
yet.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They did an autopsy and they checked his what is that machine in your heart?
Pacemaker. He had a
Pacemaker.
Yeah.
ICD.
Yeah, that was
The
weird.
dog was locked up in a closet, dead.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was carbon monoxide, you fall asleep and don't wake up. That's kind of what happens with that. You
They
know,
had
it's-
started to mummify.
after 9 days, they're becoming mummies. Okay. Wow. That's shocking.
I did not know that.
He was a great actor. I love The French Connection.
Yeah, they said the skin was so hard that they couldn't cut it with a scalpel.
Wow.
That's
He was,
terrible.
I love Get Shorty as a comedy. That's a really funny movie too, with John Travolta, Gene Hackman. Yeah.
That was like an inside baseball movie, if you know about Hollywood.
Yes, exactly. It's like an inside the slime balls that run Hollywood, kind of, right? It's like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do remember liking it.
Because
I like
yeah.
where the script was. The script was very sharp.
Do you remember The Birdcage?
Yeah, with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane.
And he was in that too, wasn't he? Like the conservative father of the he played a congressman or something, or some senator, right? He was great.
He did a cross-dressing.
Yes, yeah, that was
He did a
very funny.
cross-dressing scene in that episode.
Do you remember what was it? It was The History of the World. No, Young Frankenstein. He was in Young Frankenstein too. He did a cameo. He played the blind man. That made him soup, right? That made soup for Frankenstein. Soup.
What?
Yeah, don't you remember Young Frankenstein?
Oh, no.
Mel Brooks. Yeah, he had a cameo in
Wow.
that. He was the blind guy, and he gave soup to was it Doyle, who played the monster?
I never knew that was Gene Hackman.
That was Gene Hackman. Yeah, and he asked to be in that. Like, he requested it because he's not a comedic actor by any means. But when you stick him in a comedy, somehow it's funny. But he's not. He's more of a dramatic actor. But
I didn't know that, man.
yeah, Young Frankenstein. He was just the one scene. It was a short scene, but it was funny, very funny.
People didn't like Superman 3 and 4, but I love both of them.
Was he in 3? I don't remember if he was in 3. I loved him as Lex Luthor.
3 was the one with Richard Pryor, wasn't it? And
Was he in 3?
I don't think he was in 3. I don't know.
Because he was in the on IMDb as being in 3, but I don't think he was in it.
Right.
3 was the computer one, right? The one where the computer.
No, he wasn't in 3. But I love 3.
And then 4 was good with The
Yeah.
sun thing, whatever his name was.
He was
It
underrated.
was supposed to be
Nuclear Man
a
or something.
version
Right?
kind of like, the woman was kind of like their idea of Brainiac.
I love how the computer assimilated her into a Borg, though. Wasn't that pretty cool? Like she started turning the wires and everything's like going in her body, and at the end, that was great. Richard Pryor. I mean,
I still love the scene in part 2 when he's like, the greatest criminal mind in history. I just want some beachfront property. Australia. Great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. He was very good. I like Crimson Tide. I know it's not historically good, I've been told, but I thought he did a great job in that movie. Forget about how inaccurate it could be. Technically,
that's
he was a good actor.
Favorite of his.
Right? He's great in that one.
He was great in The Firm, too.
He was good in The Firm. Yeah.
Perfect for that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, he can be your real powerhouse, And
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked, as much as I love Jack Nicholson, I would like to see his take on Jessup if there was ever a chance to do it,
But the French Connection from the 1970s, I mean, that car chase, there was nothing like it before then. I think it was like a 25-minute car chase scene, okay? And he plays the main character, Popeye something or other, a cop, but it's a phenomenal movie, and that chase scene was really, for the time, was really impressive. It broke new groundbreaking. Hashtag groundbreaking.
New ground, just like
Did.
the media says.
Jim said that if he was in a Batman movie, he'd want to play False Face. False Face from 1966 Batman.
That's who he'd be?
I did hear a story that they wanted Robin Williams to play Joker in 1989.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought Riddler.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to be.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Was that
Okay.
They basically, the story was they kind of.
It's Riddler.
No. They said Joker first, and then when Williams accepted it, they kind of like pushed him into the back, and they offered it to Nicholson to just kind of like get a reduced cost for the part, even though they ended up paying Nicholson a lot of money because he had all of his money in the merchandise. A story about how they kind of tricked Williams, and after that he never worked for Warner Brothers for like 10 years.
Yeah.
He was pissed at him, right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
They strung him along, for that one.
But it was originally 89's Batman, and then when they offered him the Riddler, he refused because they screwed him on Batman.
I'm looking at his IMDb. The Quick and the Dead. That was a good little Western movie, too. A little bit of delay here.
It's like the Star Trek using big stars. They wanted to use Sean Connery in Star Trek 5. They wanted to use Robin Williams in the episode that Matt Fuhrer got instead. And they wanted Tom Cruise to play
Tom Hanks. You're thinking Tom
Dr.
Hanks.
Zimmerman. Not Zimmerman. The inventor of the Space Warp.
Yeah. They
Dr. Cochran?
They wanted Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks to play Zephyr Cochran.
Yes.
That's
And he would have done it, but he was filming another movie called The Thing You Do.
Yeah.
He would have done it.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good, actually. And then they want Eddie Murphy in Star Trek 4. They wanted him to be like...
Yeah, that was the original idea, but then...
I thought it was Castaway. Yeah, he wanted to be in Star Trek 4.
Yeah, and they wrote a whole thing. The whole movie was almost going to be about him, pretty much, but they changed it. But I was saying that Gene Hackman, The Quick and the Dead, it's a good Western film with Sharon Stone.
But he wanted to be in a Star Trek uniform on the Enterprise.
Right. And that's a really good one too. If you ever get a chance to watch that, it has actually Russell Crowe It has Leonardo DiCaprio. Like it's a star-studded cast in that movie. It's a really good western, kind of a neo-western, but it's good. It's a good movie, and Gene Hackman plays the main antagonist.
It's edited in a way that doesn't feel like a western, and that's my problem with it.
Right.
It's just.
What's the director of that movie?
I love them in The Unforgiven.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Sam Raimi. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great in Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. Yeah.
But The Quick and the Dead, I liked what they were trying for, but
yeah, I liked it.
Just didn't work for me personally. But
I mean, the acting again took it over the top. Like Gene Hackman just acting with Russell Crowe, acting with Leonardo DiCaprio in the Western thing. It was him. He carried it.
I actually liked it better. Everybody loves Tombstone. I'm not saying Tombstone is bad, but I favorite Tombstone. I'm not a Tombstone fan.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody loves Tombstone as a Western. And to me, it did nothing for me. I don't know what it is about Tombstone. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Like on paper, it should be much better than it is.
Yeah, it just
like you add up all those actors, right?
And
it just didn't. It didn't mesh. It didn't gel the way it should have, right?
The shootout at the OK Corral, I was expecting something awesome, and it was I forgot about it. Like I'm not hating the movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. Everybody's like Tombstone is awesome. It's great. Whatever. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I think the makeup was terrible. Like their beards and their.
I love the gunfight at OK Corral or whatever the movie it was with DeForest Kelly.
Oh yeah, he.
What do you mean? What, the Spectre of the Gun? Is that what the Star Trek episode?
No. DeForest Kelly used to be in.
Sorry
Westerns.
about the
He
lag,
was in
guys.
westerns. Yeah, you have a little bit of a delay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in.
No,
he
did a movie of the OK Corral.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. I love DeForest Kelly. I think he was just
Yeah.
He was in a good movie.
Sorry about the lag.
No, that's all right.
That's not a problem.
So.
Speaking of which, though, I'm probably going to be heading out soon because.
Yeah, me too. I gotta take care of my wife. I'm feeling too well.
And speaking of lag, I need to lag.
Yes.
I so far I don't have a schedule for this week. I'm sure I'll be working, but I do want to watch some more.
I'm ready when you are, my man. That's it.
Monday I'm not working. I don't think because I've got a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
You do need to watch that a couple of hours earlier.
Yeah.
So what's earlier? So what? All right, let's talk about that. So Patrick, what's earlier for you? Like we usually start around 8:45 or 8:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So and I get home usually around 8. But what's your time? What's your?
You can start it while you're at work. You could start.
Yeah, okay, I'll start it when I'm at work. Drive home and it's still on.
That's the problem.
I'll call home. I said, "Honey, hit play." Okay, hit play on the thing. Good. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
While you're selling, while you're selling Paramount. You watch a Universal show while you're selling Paramount.
So yeah, exactly. Right.
Normally, I go to bed by 1 a.m. So that should be about 3 hours earlier than your normal start.
Okay, so if that's the case, that would have to be a Thursday. I'm typically free on Thursdays. So, all right, we'll figure something out.
It's not really gonna happen, but I like to pop in here and there sometimes.
Cool.
By the way, I don't know if I told everybody this, but yeah, I'm going through, like I was saying, some medical issues. They're going to remove a small mass from my kidney, so that's what I'm going through all these tests for.
My kidneys. I don't know the color.
I think it'll go smoothly. I'm in a good mood this weekend because all last week I was worried about whether this.
Praying for you.
Thank you. I was worried about whether this procedure would be covered financially because they told me I no longer have Medicaid as of the 21st of March. So I was worried about it, but I got a note saying my Medicaid was extended. So it might not cover everything, but at least I'm covered like I was before. My caseworker probably worked overtime to get me because I was just over the margin of earnings, like what I was making and all these technical stuff. But the good news is Friday I got home from work and I got a letter in the mail saying my medical coverage has been approved, and ever since then, I'm in
Oh.
a pretty good mood.
Good.
Oh, and then
Good.
today I went to that was yesterday, and then today I went to all the antique stores with Kristen, and then we got back and we played some Star Wars on the Switch and hung out, and then now I'm here.
Sounds like a
That's
perfect day.
Yeah, it was a perfect. It really was a perfect day. And we're gonna do more and more stuff. She wants to go to more antiques. We like doing antique stores. We
Yeah.
like hanging out. I said we're just gonna hang out and we're gonna catch up on Star Trek. We're gonna catch up on the Orville.
hmm
She's a big Orville fan.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Perfect.
And
I'm
she hasn't
seeing a
seen
lot of
any past
compatibility
season
here.
2. Like she got halfway through season 2, and for some reason she stopped. But now we're gonna catch up and watch the rest of it.
hmm
And we're talking about Ticonderoga. And I said, listen, we can't do $1,500 to meet Shatner. We can't. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about it because she still wants to do it. It's on her birthday,
Okay.
and we want to find a package that we get some bang for our buck. We'd have to look at the packages, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting more serious, like as a
It's great.
relationship. I don't
That's
want to
great, man.
Yeah, I'm really happy, but at the same time, I don't want to reduce it to like, are we going out? I don't want to make it seem like you know what I mean? Like I don't want to reduce it to that. It's just like I enjoy spending time with her when I can.
That's good.
Basically where it is.
What more can you ask for?
Yeah. And I'm glad you got a chance to.
Yeah, don't be pushy.
Yeah. I'm glad you got a chance to meet her because she's really cool.
Oh no, she's a sweetheart. Absolutely, yeah, very very nice. And I mean, how often do you meet ladies that are into the kind of stuff that we're into here, Star Trek and nerdy stuff? Like
She literally dressed up like a Star
she was in her TOS uniform. Yeah, no, she's a little sweetheart.
She bought a Gorn, like a 6-inch Gorn doll. What was that?
Yeah, no, it's good stuff.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And before you guys head out, I wanted to let you know, speaking of schedules, that I will be working next Saturday.
Okay.
But the plan, as far as I know, will be to do next week's game on Sunday afternoon.
Okay. Now here's the thing. I don't know if I'll be around for that. I got to pick up my friend from the airport. We'll see. I'll try to make it.
No
Depends on
worries.
the timing. Depends on
I
the
will
timing.
always
So
be
basically, what's going on is like last month, my friend from Florida who used to live in my area, he used to live in New Jersey, but his mom passed away. So he had come. I drove him home for the funeral and all that. I told you about all that. Now he's coming home again for about 3 weeks because the family is kind of in chaos, So he's making another trip to just kind of help for a while. It's not just about, just to kind of help out. So next Sunday, I'm going to pick him up from the airport. If I do not play, I will definitely be watching. So you guys better be on your best game. It's going to be awesome. I will
just don't watch and drive.
Watch it in reruns. I always watch it in reruns if I don't play. I watch every episode.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I love the questions that you come up with. I'm no hyperbole. No, just because you're here, I'm sucking up to you. You come up with some really Jeopardy style questions that are really tough.
Thank you. I think.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. It's good.
Definitely.
He's sucking up.
Yeah. I'm trying not to, but it sounds like I am.
It is allowed. It is allowed.
But I really do hope I get to play next week. I'm really hoping for it, but this just came up yesterday that I have to pick him up from the airport because it's a pain in the ass to rent a car when I'm like down the street from the airport. But I have to drive him all the way to New Jersey from the airport.
Ugh.
So it's like right down the street for me, but then I have to drive
Ugh.
all the way to. But it saves the car rental, and it's
Wants to drive in Jersey.
Yeah.
Jug handles. Ugh.
We call them
Jersey
Ferengi.
drivers.
We call them Ferengi ears.
Ferengi ears? You don't call them jug handles? Okay.
Yeah, we call them Ferengi ears. We always have called them that. That's what they look like. They're for that.
You can't make a left turn in New Jersey. This is the way they design the roads in this illustrious garden state. So to make a left turn, you have to make a right turn. You have to leave the road. You go on this thing called a jug handle, right? To make a left turn. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the way it is.
Just the way it is.
Just accept it.
It's
funny.
It's the way of things.
I live in Pennsylvania, and they just added a couple of traffic circles.
Yeah.
People here have no idea how to use
No,
that.
Americans can't handle traffic circles. We're terrible at them. No. Yeah. Europeans, you have those over there, right? You got those.
We have multiple.
We malfunction in traffic circles. We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Let's say Netherlands is how many do we have?
I know England probably, UK probably has the most, right? They're known for them, but
we
hate them.
5,585 roundabouts.
Everyone here in the roundabouts, they just either stop or they just drift into the wrong lane, or they don't know when to get off, when to get off. We're terrible at them.
There's Big Ben in Parliament. You remember that movie where they're going around the roundabout and the kid going around? He's like, there it is,
Yes.
Big Ben Parliament.
Am I lagging now?
How would
I don't know.
handle a
Not too
roundabout?
much.
Kit would just turbo boost over the roundabout. He wouldn't need to go, or he would use ski mode, okay, and just kind of ski around it. But yeah.
Ski mode? He had a ski mode?
Yeah, remember he went on two wheels? Remember that? He went on two.
Right, okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, ski not as in snow, but ski as in two.
I
That's
love
it.
Kid in Knight Rider 2000.
So that wasn't bad. It was that was based on a Dodge Stealth, actually. Front wheel drive car. But it was a cool looking car, actually. The red body and the scanner. That was a good one.
We could have seen Turbo Boost or Super Pursuit Mode. I love Super Pursuit Mode.
Oh yeah. See, Mercer and I we're kind of watching, on through the server. We're watching season 2 right now of Knight Rider. Season 4 eventually will be there, and that's when Super Pursuit Mode comes up.
But I have a Matchbox thanks to Omni.
Oh yeah.
They killed him so many times.
Who, Kit?
It's engaged in Super Pursuit mode, so I cannot wait.
Kit's been destroyed at least once now that Mercer's seen. Okay, we just watched the Goliath episode, so that's when Goliath took him out. Oh yeah, I know. He gets pretty mashed up in a lot of future episodes.
Next time will be Junkyard Dog, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, no. Night of the Drones.
Night of the Drones. Right.
Yeah, then Junkyard, then Juggernaut, and then so he gets beat up pretty bad.
The one where he is dissolved in that acid.
That's Junkyard Dog.
He's afraid he doesn't want to get into the field anymore.
Yes, that's Junkyard Dog. That's a great episode. And my kit, I have a replica, okay, if you don't know that or not, and I had a flood in the town where my car was kept, so there was 6 feet of water. The car looks like it did in Junkyard Dog. It looks like they just pulled it out of the acid pit. So I'm still in the process of repairing it. But
you could drive around and say it's from that episode.
Yeah, I can say, look, it's Kit. They just pulled him out of the acid pit, man. Yeah, it's right. I'll paint it white, like the primer, like they had, right? They had that gray primer.
The only thing I didn't like about the Super Pursuit Mode was the the emergency braking system.
Yes, EBS.
My God, I hated that.
Well, it's like Flaps came out, right?
And it's and the Super Pursuit Mode goes back in, and it would slow down.
He would do that in some of the episodes. He would hit the button.
That worked. Some episodes they did that.
Right, he'll just coast down and he'll slowly slow down. But sometimes you got to get to the crime scene or whatever, and you got to hit the brakes, and the flaps pop out, and that's it.
Yeah, I did see that in one of the clips, but that's the brakes work.
Yeah. No, it's fun, and it gets better and better. It's a great show. So I'm having fun exploring it again,
And
With,
and the reason why they, from what I heard, the reason why they hired, I can't remember the actor's name, the black guy, was
Peter
people were
Peros.
complaining there was not one black person on the cast, so they had a token black person.
I guess it could have been that. I know they in season 4 they wanted to jazz it up a bit, and just tune it up. It was just the three of
Oh,
them
I
for so
liked
long.
him. Don't get me wrong, but
No, he
that
was a
was
great
the
actor.
reason why they hired him.
Probably it could be. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're probably right. I mean, that's probably what it was. But he added a lot to the show than just being there too. Like he actually he did a lot.
But I did see the credits, and they did shortchange him in the opening credits. Like he only
Why?
had like 2 shots. And he only had 2 shots in the whole opening credits. You know what I mean?
Well, he was the new guy. I mean, I guess he gets a little bit less screen time. But no, later on, listen, later on, and I won't spoil anything for you, but he gets involved in some of the missions with Michael, like deeply, So
But
he kind of
didn't get he didn't get hardly any money for it. He said.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either. He was yeah. I mean, it was one of his first gigs too. I mean, he was a young actor, and he was supposed to actually be driving the truck, but then they actually realized he's a good actor. They brought him out from the truck and said, "No, come on, let's go and get involved in some stuff." But that's coming up in season 4.
Demanded more.
Oh, I don't know. He did he? Okay, yeah. But I love season 4.
He talked to a guy on YouTube about his experience as an actor, and they talked about Knight Rider.
Yeah,
and
good
he
interviews
really
out there.
wanted to be in Team Knight Rider, but they didn't get him.
There was no connection to Team Knight Rider to anything that was real Knight Rider. It was very vague, if anything. It was just
the thing I love about Knight Rider is the characters. I love them
Yeah.
in the same way I love Star Trek. They want to do good things. You kind of know what you're getting when you start an episode of Knight Rider. It's very sure there's unpredictable scenes and moments, but overall it's very it just is an era of TV that people are too cynical to make anymore. It's you just nothing like it.
I am one of those people that loved Team Knight Rider.
Okay. In the
Knight
90s.
Rider 2000.
I like 2000. It wasn't a bad movie.
And the reboot Knight Rider.
The 2008. So this is where they lost me because that thing was like a transformer, man. I
I recognized the man who was playing Kit's voice, but I couldn't break it down until after the show was over
Was it
with.
Val Kilmer?
It was Val Kilmer. He did Kit's voice in 2008. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That was in 2008?
They rebooted Knight Rider in 2008. It didn't even make it through one season. They got through basically half a season.
I saw the movie, but I don't remember anything about it except for a shot where Michael is in the background out of focus.
That's in the pilot. That's
pilot.
Yeah.
He came to his
funeral
grave or something.
It was his wife's, or not the wife, but the mother of Michael Tracer.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess that was, and Hasselhoff was the father, or Michael Knight was the father, not Hasselhoff, but
that was
I don't
Susan
know.
Gibney, wasn't it? Who played his mother?
It could have been. I maybe it was actually. She looked familiar. I didn't.
She was in Star Trek. Susan Gibney.
Yeah, she was.
Was she Leia Brahms?
Leia Brahms
was actually in line to become Captain Janeway, and then was to be 7 of 9.
She was a great actress, and they had her in. What was it? Paradise Lost too. She was Captain Bentine.
Yeah. In both of those episodes.
But then she's notable. I mean, she's notable as Leah Brahms, and she's notable as Captain Bentine. I don't think they could use her for somebody else.
I wish that she was in Picard season 3.
Oh, that's interesting. As Bentine or as Leah Brahms?
Leah Brahms.
Okay.
Well, they mentioned her
because the 2 girls are actually named after the 2 girls from the last episode of TNG.
All good things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that Geordi's real daughter in season 3?
Mm-hmm.
One of them.
Right. Not the one that was helming the Stargazer, or the Titan, I mean.
Titan.
It was the one that beamed over from the
station.
The ship museum with Geordi.
Right.
That's his real daughter.
She had less dialogue, less line, but she did a good job. I mean, she did a fine job.
Yeah.
You know.
I
really
still want
professional.
Legacy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's not going
to
hold your breath.
Hey, Toke.
Hi, Tokyo. And probably not for much longer.
Yeah.
You're here,
How you
son.
doing, buddy?
What's bugging you, Tokyo?
He's just waking up, I guess.
Yeah. And we had no game tonight. And that's the funny thing. We're still on. We had no game.
3 hours, 20 minutes almost. No games.
We winged it. We winged it. Kane.
We can go all night.
Kane's bugging me.
Kane? The
I did a
wrestler
RoboCop.
Kane?
No. I asked him what's bugging him from RoboCop 2. And RoboCop goes, Kane. Kane's bugging me. Yeah.
You're the only person.
I hated that movie.
You're the only person
What's that?
quotes RoboCop 2. You're the only person I know that quotes it.
I mean, it dovetails into one, and one's a classic. So I mean, it's just there's a couple of moments in there that are funny.
Oh my God! Did you hear that they're going to do a live action DuckTales?
DuckTales, ooh.
No, I did not hear that.
How are they going to do that? CGI? How can CGI be live?
Yeah, and I hate the fact that they're doing live action training your dragon. Like, I'm just not interested.
Do a Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
That's what they're going to
get serious. Was it dangerous or serious?
Dangerous. That's
Let's
it.
Get dangerous.
That's right. Yeah.
I love that show.
I like DuckTales better,
Cops.
probably.
Remember Cops?
Well, the actual show Cops, on Fox, you mean? Like
no,
what,
the cartoon Cops.
Yeah, I remember the cop cartoon.
The man was named Bulletproof.
I don't remember that one. Do you remember Tailspin? Tailspin wasn't bad either. That was with Baloo.
I wasn't into Tailspin that much.
Oh, Tailspin.
Oh my God, my great nephew Micah got he would come over here and I'd babysit him, and he want to watch Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.
Oh, that's Mr. Rogers spinoff, right? The cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shoot me in the frickin' head. And then Paw Patrol.
Well, that's very popular. Those are popular cartoons, sir. That's what the kids watch nowadays.
There was another one about some kind of monster truck show for kids.
Okay. But that's what they watch. That's what.
Oh, God. I can't get the little fracker into Star Trek. His mother will not let me.
How about Prodigy? Maybe start there. If he likes cartoons.
Why would his mother not approve of Star Trek?
Because all I do when I was babysitting her was watch Star Trek.
All right, put the A-Team on instead. That's better. I like that better.
Oh, she hated everything I watched. She didn't want to watch anything. She wanted to listen to music and be on her phone.
Oh, Aravic says try TAS. That's true.
Excellent.
That's not bad. That's a good compromise, actually, because you both get something out of it.
Oh. Well, I'll just say this, because I can't say it live, but I have a new lady friend in my life.
Okay.
Awesome, man.
And it's very serious. And
wow.
I got her into Star Trek because she never saw Star Trek, anything. Now, you got to understand that she is in her early 40s.
Oh wow.
Late 30s, early 40s. I got to ask her age again.
I'm in
I
the
don't
same
have good
situation.
memory anymore.
I'm in the same
Anyway,
situation. I don't know how old Kristen is.
and she is debating between, does she like DS9 better than Enterprise? And I'm going like, if you like Enterprise, this is over with.
Yeah. So you're saying she hasn't watched Trek before? Is that what you're saying? And you're trying to figure out which series
to... She's never seen anything of Star Trek.
All right, I'll give you. My wife likes it, but I have to ease her into it. I'll give you a little advice. I mean, TNG is probably the best place to start, though. You know what I mean? Because
do you know she doesn't like TNG?
Really?
She likes DS9, and she kind of likes Voyager. She loves TAS, the movie, not the series.
What movie?
And she the TAS movie. So
there's a TAS movie. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you know the original Kirk and
TOS, not TAS.
Oh, they said TAS. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry, TOS. The TOS movie.
I'm like, whoa, there was like a Transformer movie for Star Trek? I didn't know. I missed something.
You know the Enterprise can transform? They actually did that. I saw it on Facebook. They did this thing where what's the name of Devastator is in the background, and Enterprise is standing upright with a photon torpedo gun thing, and it's transformed into a standing robot.
Tokyo says Star Trek versus Transformers: Wrath of Optimus Khan. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, there you go. I liked Rodimus more than I did Optimus, even though he couldn't get with the thing that he got him killed. But I love Rodimus. I always wanted the truck Rodimus, but I could never find it. But no, she loves the motion picture. She loves Rathacon. She doesn't like Search for Spock because they blew up the ship. I'm kind of that way because I cried when I screamed when it blew up. I didn't see the trailer because the trailer showed the ship blowing up. She loves Star Trek 4. She loves Star Trek 6. I'm fixing to get her into loving Star Trek 5 because I love Star Trek 5. But
Aravic has capital
like
advice
TNG
here.
That much.
Aravic's suggesting if she likes TOS, then maybe she would like Strange New Worlds.
I am her Strange
I'm not sure what
New
those
World.
things have to do with each other.
I am her Strange. Wow.
But
well, good stuff, man. That's really good news.
I have not showed her any of the new crap. No.
Well, you can just skip Discovery.
I do not want my baby transition into the new crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long road.
Well, it's been a long night, and I'm going to go to bed or something.
Yeah.
Thanks, Omni, and thanks, John. And
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sleep well, Mercer.
Cheers.
Brother Jay, good to see you.
Yes.
Similar situation.
Good to see you, man.
I'm seeing somebody, we haven't established whether we're going out, but we're kind of leading in that direction. We haven't given it an official title. She actually came out and said, I like you. She said that today, she's very shy, so she never says anything. Right.
Go to Amazon, buy a label maker, label it.
I have no problem with mine being shy. She is hardly shy at all. Except there's this one thing. She does not have any social media whatsoever. Yes, she has a email account, but she does not have a YouTube channel. She doesn't watch YouTube. She's not on Instagram, Facebook, nothing.
Oh, by the way,
I said, are you an illegal alien or are you a Russian spy or something?
I showed. She got me something today, and I showed the other guys, but I'll show you, Brother Jay. She got me these cool gifts today. There's one of them. That's the robot from the black hole. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, it's free on YouTube right now.
Yeah, is it on YouTube? Okay,
Yep.
and then this is Maximilian that she also got me.
Isn't that from Black Hole too?
Yeah, that's a very cool gift, I think. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube if it's free on YouTube, because I haven't seen it in many years.
Unless they've taken it down, it was last month.
Okay, I'll have to check. That's cool.
Well,
all right, guys, I'm starting to doze.
All right.
I'll see you later. Ami, we're gonna catch up on some season 2.
Hang on 1 minute, Mercy.
One man can make a difference.
Yeah.
And you are a living, breathing insult to my existence.
Yeah, that's Garth, right?
Michael Knights.
It's spelled with an E at the end. I just noticed.
It's Garth with an E. Yes, that's it.
Don't say anything, guys. Don't say anything.
Why not?
Do not scream anything.
Okay.
Just read what I typed.
Out loud or?
Don't say anything out loud.
Okay. All right.
We'll
be quiet.
Read it.
Okay.
Patak!
Patak!
Hey, Tokyo.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Tokyo.
Because
Yeah,
if somebody from
the rule
SS or SSI knew about it, I could move
I got you.
So,
All right. No sweat.
We did it privately.
You incompetent topa.
Not what you call legally. So.
All right. Well, that's cool. I'm gonna get going, guys. I will talk to you guys later.
Take care.
See you later. I'm gonna do some movies on YouTube, and then I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's on YouTube. I was looking for it. It's like $17 on Amazon.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's also on Tubi. He's gone.
Okay. He got so excited to watch the movie, he just clicked himself out. Okay, so.
Oh yeah.
Premature ejaculation.
Oh, John over here looks like Master Roshi from Pokemon, but I guess that's from TAS. I'm assuming.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah, that's the Vulcan doctor.
Okay.
For
Master Roshi.
Yep. Healer.
I wonder who was the kid of who did the voice for the kid.
I do not know.
It wasn't James Doohan, right? Couldn't have been him.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Then he's the greatest.
He's got great range, huh? Yeah.
What do they call that? Voiceover. Voiceover. He's the best voiceover ever. Are you Patak or is that
Patak?
How's Tokyo doing today?
What'd you call me again? That's right, Patak.
He's doing great now.
Saying hello to everybody.
Hello.
In Klingon.
Hello in Klingon.
I suppose that's Klingon for hello.
I guess that's Klingon for hello.
You incompetent topa.
Cadet incompetent topa.
She actually went to go to our convenience store to get some sandwiches and stuff because she woke up and she was starving.
Oh.
Yeah. I worked over the last couple of days. So I didn't get home last night until about 11 o'clock at night. I was not going anywhere in the morning. I was doing nothing except sleeping.
Wow.
So I got one day off and I go back to work.
So that failed. You're awake.
At 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm having lunch.
You failed.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon there? Okay, I thought it'd be in the morning.
I think that
Okay.
No, morning is here. It's approaching.
Now, where are you at, Patrick? Are you in Ireland?
No, close to it, Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
Other
minute.
side of
The Netherlands are near Ireland.
Yes, stroop waffles, wooden shoes. That's it. Windmills.
Oh, not the fingers. Okay.
Not part of the UK, but next to it. Huh? The other side of the
Scandinavia, right? You're one of the fingers.
Scandinavia.
I thought the Netherlands were near Australia.
No.
Oh.
No.
Captain Picard said it was.
No, he said the Sutherlands, but that. but New Zealand.
Montana will be up soon. Just hold your breath from high orbit.
It's a long way down.
Next to Germany, next to Belgium, France.
Vive la France!
There was a huge earthquake, so it moved over there. You know, the earthquake that took out Los Angeles and most of California except San Francisco?
But about 30 minutes and the sun will come up.
Yeah. Wasn't that Borg's name Croesus?
Croesus, yes. Yep, that's good old Croesus.
Huh.
He's on vacation.
And I'm in agreement with you, Jay, about something you said earlier. As much as I love Enterprise, though, if somebody says that they love Enterprise more than DS9, relationship's doomed.
You damn right. Lord forgive me, but dang right.
Yeah.
I think she likes it because of Trip. She loves Trip.
Oh, okay.
I said, go be with your damn Trip.
No, Trip's a good character.
She's into the decon chamber now, and she loves the old Trip now.
He's old Trip. He got the beard. He's just chilling there.
Oh yeah, okay. And she loves Michael. What's his name from Smallville? Lex Luthor. She loves his podcast too.
Oh, okay.
We just got through watching.
I was getting scared.
Who was on there last week? It was Paul Reiser. From Mad About You.
Yeah,
love that show.
Good comedian. He's an alien too, wasn't he? Or is it
Beverly Hills Cop?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
All four of them, I think.
Stranger Things.
I think that's what got him mad about you. Well, actually, my two dads before Mad About You, really.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that one.
Wait, who did he play in Beverly Hills Cop?
He was Axel's partner.
The one that was driving the Ferrari while he was in Beverly Hills. He crashed the damn Ferrari.
The damn Ferrari.
No,
Inspector Todd was his stuff, man.
What is his name? Is Jeremy or something? Starts with a J, I thought.
Was it Jeffrey?
Jeffrey? Maybe Jeffrey. Jeffrey did none of your damn business. Stay out of it.
But he was a stand-up, wasn't he? Stand-up comic that kind of transitioned into acting, right?
He actually has a stand-up on what's it called? iTunes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he just got a new stand-up routine. It's about an hour long.
Judge Reinhold. Yep.
Judge Reinhold's good too.
Billy
Reinhold?
Judge Reinhold.
Your first name is actually Reinhold, Dan?
He's funny. He's in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
He looks good for 60-something because he did a really good job.
Yes. I'm glad that they brought the group back. I just wish that Bogomil wasn't dead.
We had to explain Ronnie Cox not being involved somehow.
Ronnie Cox.
Yeah.
Jellicoe.
Yeah. But actually, his daughter.
From what I understood, he asked for too much money.
His daughter.
Dick Jones.
Dick Jones.
Senator Kinsey.
He's still alive and kicking. He did voiceover for some Star Trek cartoon, and he's still touring with his band.
I'm cashing you out.
Bob.
Bob.
Had to kill Bob Morton because he made a mistake. That was time to erase that mistake.
Here we go.
Bitches lave.
Yes. Classic.
I'd love him as Captain. What's his name?
Jellicoe.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him because he did exactly. Riker was he was acting like Picard was still on that ship. You have a new captain. You have to do what the new captain says, and he didn't want to do it.
He was a crybaby.
Yeah.
The whole two-parter was nothing but Riker crying. I don't like Jellicoe. He's making me do work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to work for Captain Jellicoe. I mean, I'd work for Cisco. Okay, I'd work for Janeway for sure.
What he did, he did have the right to relieve him of duty.
Yeah.
But making Data wear the red uniform was just shoving it in his mouth.
He's acting first officer, right, or whatever.
I like that. That's like a big
I know, but still, that's stupid.
Did they make him full commander? Actually, was Data?
No.
He wasn't promoted. He just got the red shirt. Okay.
Just a division
he just got the red shirt.
Okay.
I like when Jellicoe told Troy to put some clothes on.
Yeah.
And
she actually requested that because she told the producers, "I'm tired of wearing I want in a uniform," and they said, "Okay."
Yeah, a lot of those changes that Jellicoe did were requested by the actors.
That's just funny to me. That in Starfleet, if you're a hot chick, you can wear almost nothing while on duty. It's four shirts.
Now, there were a couple of them that I wish my lady friend had.
T'Pol got away with that, though. Somehow she was in Starfleet, but didn't have to wear the blue jumpsuit.
In season 4.
In Starfleet.
Oh.
Wait,
no, it's season 4.
Did you hear that Jerry Ryan has back issues because of them tight?
It doesn't surprise me.
Things
they put her in
that
10
she had to
foot
wear
heels.
in Voyager.
Yeah, they put her in 10-foot heels.
She had that corset too. Wasn't she wearing like a somehow shaped her? I don't know. There was a lot going on with those garments. Like there was a lot of.
You could see the creases in the cat.
Yes, exactly. You see the corset or whatever she was wearing.
But Ervik, let me answer Ervik. Ervik, there's one thing that I disagree about. He should have just told Riker to come into the ready room and tell him, "I got to get this ship ready for war." And Riker would have said, "Well, I can do that." And he said, "No, I have to do this. I know what needs to be done. I've studied the schematics. I'll get it done." And he would have still been pissed off, but at least he would have known why he was doing what he was doing.
Correct.
I mean, when Riker and Jellicoe had that conversation, so let's drop the ranks. He says, "You don't think you're a particularly good captain," and he kind of went through why. Riker wasn't wrong, but then Jellicoe turned it right back on him. He says, "I don't think you're a particularly good first officer. You're this, you're that, you're willful.
He did Riker first, then
right.
He did.
Thank you. Yeah. Correct. But they both were right. They weren't wrong. They were both right. So it's not like they just weren't a good match. You know,
it was
for
a
each other.
covert operation. True. Yeah.
I wouldn't
But
be a
then
good
he told him what they were doing after the Cardassians said that they had Picard. He told them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jellicoe's no.
Jellicoe knows the Cardassian. I think he fought in the Cardassian War, so he knows them better.
He knows them.
Yeah,
he
he did.
negotiated with them before.
Yeah. So
he negotiated the peace treaty or something. Yeah.
Chayev's with the Riker. Yeah, that's not you, Commander. I need someone who knows the Cardassians, and that's not you.
And I don't know if her name is Alina Nechev or Nekayev. One time it's Nechev, next time it's Nekayev.
I don't think they say it in Nekayev, but
I don't think she ever.
Well, they
says...
do in the audio books, and they have done it in the fan films.
Oh,
so non-canon and non-canon. Okay,
right.
Mm-hmm.
They love. Yeah, the fans love her for some reason.
I guess because she stirred it up a little bit. I mean, you know what I mean? Because all the other admirals were so blah and just bland, and just she stirred it up. She was a little bit of a,
yeah,
different kind of character.
She went on DS9 and started slapping Cisco around with the word.
Open a dialogue with them. Open a dialogue. What does she think I've been trying to do?
Yep.
Admiral, I don't like your face.
And the one that they had play Nechev in the fan film, she actually had a good Russian accent.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
But Nechayev didn't have an accent.
Nope.
But she's actually Russian, which is the funny
thing.
Right. The actress is Russian. It's descent.
Right, but she didn't.
Yeah.
The actual.
No.
Now they're saying it's Ukrainian.
Oh, is it Ukrainian? Okay, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
After what Zelensky did, I'd be ashamed to say that I'm Ukrainian.
Uh-huh. I am so glad you mentioned that. That was so disrespectful. He actually threatened him. He threatened him.
Mm-hmm. It was like you're going to feel it. What are you going to feel?
I would have slapped that mother. I would have pulled a Tony Soprano, grabbed him by the ears, got up and grabbed him by the ears, got him in the face and say, "Who the F do you think you're talking to? You don't dictate to me. I dictate to you. This thing is over with." And he doesn't, he wants American soldiers on that land fighting his wars because they barely have 1,000 people left to fight with. And he thinks we're going to fight it. He literally told him, "You can't win."
It's not going to happen.
And he goes, "Well, you'll see." Well, let everybody that said yesterday that they have support for him, you send your people to die for that ass.
Yep.
Don't mince words, Jay. What do you really think?
That is exactly what I think. I'm sorry, but when I'm pissed, I'm pissed. And you would not want me to be president because I would have sent a submarine around there and launched an ICBM.
At who?
That's where you are.
Him. His country.
At him. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I'd say we get into with Putin and destroy it. That'll show him you don't dictate to us.
I think this is going to be over very quickly. In a matter of weeks.
Yep.
This is over. It's already written.
Putin
it's already
is
written.
To wipe him off the face of the earth.
Well, it'll be negotiated. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think they're already laying down the framework for the peace talks that are going to happen, and it's going to be over. But
he's not talking to him. He said he wasn't gonna. He was not gonna let him back on soil unless he was serious about peace. I would have said, this is what I would have said. You can't come back on this soil unless you are on your hands and knees.
It's okay. He doesn't have to talk, and he just needs to listen. And
what they need to do, this was political. He is running again for president of Ukraine, and this was all political.
What, to make it look like a tough guy? He stands up to the U.S.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
Jay,
save face.
Here's the thing. Trump called him a dictator correctly.
Yep.
He was up for re-election 4 years ago, right before the war started.
And he stopped it.
Canceled the election. He canceled it. And nobody in Ukraine has a voice anymore. They are now oppressed. Trump,
but they're standing up for him because of what he did with Trump.
Nope.
All the lefty liberal,
we'll see what happens.
One world government, new world order freaks are standing up with him.
But no, that's he did now I know everybody, even they had this guy on Fox. I think it's called News Now on Fox channel on YouTube. He had this guy, and he is for Trump, but he was saying Trump was wrong. They are, even our guys, except for Lindsey Graham, he is for Trump for what he did. But the rest of our guys in the House and Senate, Republicans, some of them are saying he should have just shut his mouth and let him talk and then sign the thing. Money is not going to help this thing. You get the money after you stop the war. We will help you rebuild. Now, I'm not saying the United States helps rebuild. I'm talking about the United Nations. The whole world helps with money to rebuild, including Russia.
Well, you know what's funny?
But no, they're not going to do that.
I think every country that's given money to Ukraine should help them rebuild. We're in it for almost $400 billion. And if you add up all the countries' contributions that put money into this crap, you would find out that it's not even a fraction of what we paid. And the world is paying a price for inflation.
I do believe that we paid more. We gave him more than $350 billion. We may have given it to him in cash, but we gave him all of our armaments and stuff. Trump
we gave him over $1 trillion.
Give a direct order to the Department of Defense or whoever he has to give it to, and order that our military armaments go back up to level.
We're getting close to the 4-hour mark, so I think it's probably a good place to start winding down the stream for this evening.
Translation: stop talking about politics on John's channel.
Sorry.
You're good. I was planning to wrap it up soon in any case. As I mentioned earlier, let's put out there again that next Saturday I have to work. So the plan is to have next week's game on a Sunday afternoon.
That's this week's game. That's for the next week.
Technically, yes.
Well, yeah.
Jeopnerdy week 126 2, The Wrath of John.
Not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
John!
John!
I shall leave you as you left me, as you left every contestant. Marooned for all eternity in the center of a daily double.
Buried alive.
I love it. I should have thought of that.
Hey, Brad.
Good night, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Good night, Mercer.
Hi, Mercer.
And good night to you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care,
thank you, everyone,
everybody.
for joining us. We look forward to seeing you all back next Sunday for the next round of Jeopardy. Justice for Tubix.
Justice was served.